The tentative title of this is The New Deal, because they just signed a deal with Victoria and Twee last session. All right, those people who showed up. So,
Heyo.
we have today with us just Matt and Tyler. Matt, say hi.
Hey.
And Tyler.
Hello, everybody.
Decent.
Oh God, he's got to ham it up. Okay.
Ham Jack. Not doing your job. I'm picking out other nuts.
Yeah, there's some nuts, I guess, amongst his peanuts. Okay. So, you guys want to recap for where we left off?
Let's see here. The butcher died. His wife is in mourning, and I feel horrible as the barbarian that brought it here and ended up accidentally bringing the situation upon us. We got approached by two shady individuals at night who wanted us to make a deal with them so that way they can have their lord on the land near us and be in a general harmony. And we had an adventuring group that we first tried to drug so that way we can steal all their junk, which then we kind of second-guessed ourselves and didn't do, but they end up dying in the caves.
Damn greenhorns.
And the following day, we were approached by the two shadowy individuals where we signed a deal that we kind of feel like we might regret, but we don't know.
5 years from now, we'll know.
We'll have a better idea of what we're going to do.
Yeah, as far as the deal, what it entails is that they have agreed that no harm shall come to the villagers directly from them.
Directly or indirectly.
Yeah, that was specified. And that they would be allowed to live in a sanctioned amount of land that they marked up on a map about 5 miles out of the village towards the mountains. In between where they found the cave, where they met the tall figure and short figure, and those disappeared into the caves. And there was kobolds, and where the adventurers are slaughtered, kind of in the middle there, but off to the side a little bit, is where they sanction off the land. So apparently they're going to build some kind of estate there, is what they said. The two negotiators that came were Victoria and Twee. And I'll give descriptions of them again for those who are joining us today. If I can get my fucking binder the right way. Okay. What? Said the F word once? Watch me say it again. Okay. Okay. I have 8 followers. That is a new cap. Holy shit. I don't know how I get a follower overnight.
How'd that happen?
I don't know.
Word of mouth.
I'm now interesting. Okay. Dark magic. Okay, so Victoria, you better not read my notes, Tyler.
I'm not reading it out.
Victoria wore an elaborate dress and carries with her a
Chinese style umbrella.
Yeah, tall bamboo stick umbrella with a, it kind of looks like one of those ones you put on a drink, but it's a very long stick. And she wears elaborate dress that's dark. And so far they've only met Victoria and Twee at night. Twee wears a large scarf around her face and shoulders, and wears a maid's dress, or servant's dress, rather. Not like a French maid, but rather just servant's dress. And carries a very large tome with her that has runes on it, where she seems to be taking notes whenever they speak with Victoria. Not particularly all the time, but whenever they speak about things, as if it was a large ledger. And so they came and made the deal. They offered them each a gift of what's called a poppet, which is a small wooden doll that is able to answer the commands of whoever holds its talisman. after a small ritual, and so they did a quick ritual to bind them to the talismans, so that these two each have a poppet, which is like a little wooden helper.
Method refuses to use his, and I have
He
mine.
put his inside of an urn and ditched it for now. And Tyler played around with his for the night. I think that's where we left off. Is there any other details you guys want me to bring back up?
Nothing
Anything you
specific.
have questions about?
No.
Okay. It's the next morning. Roll a d20, each of you. No modifiers.
12.
8.
Okay. Tyler wakes up at about 8 a.m. You wake up about 10.
Oh.
Okay. Tyler,
Uh-huh.
what are you going to do? You first wake up.
I'm gonna want
You're
to.
in a little barbarian hut.
Oh, I have a hut. I'm not inside the building.
Oh, yeah, I guess you're in the boarding house. Right. You're in your apartment in the boarding house. It's almost like everyone else's boarding house apartment, but yours has some bear skins and things like that.
I'll probably since when would the community start serving out the meal?
Morning meal is done at 10.
At 10? Alright. Then I'll probably go out for a hunt for the 2 hours before that. Because I want to make an announcement about our visitor coming.
I should say that daylight is short in this continent. I forgot to talk about this. So, this is a dark continent, as in, because of the supernatural effects here, the fact that the Dryden used to live here, and they have an affinity against the sun, and they like darkness. Hold on. Hi, nice to see you, Jerry. Okay, so...
Yeah, Jerry.
Yeah, Jerry, welcome. I just saw on the stream, did you flip me off at some point?
No.
You went like this at some point, and it looked like you flipped me off on the stream. Anyway, so... I'm just watching the stream, and I saw your finger go up, and I'm like, what did I say to prevent that?
I did not do that.
Anyway... Oh hell! What were we talking about?
The continent.
Right,
The
the
continent.
continent.
It's darkness.
There are dark spells from the war, and before that, from years of terraforming. Basically, they keep the darkness here longer. It's like a lingering darkness, and the clouds are thick, so it's rarely too bright. So that's why everyone gets up late, even though you're in a medieval society. You normally would get up at like 5 a.m. and try to take all the daylight. You guys get up at like 10 a.m. and, you know, the daylight continues until about 7, 8. So it's a very short day. Yeah, oof, says Jerry.
It's almost like Solstein.
I don't know about Solstein. Anyway.
We're not implementing that
Welcome
studio.
to the land of fire and smog.
Okay.
Like London.
Should I Google this right now?
Solstein is after the Red Mountain eruption, and they became covered with ash plumes.
Is this a place in the actual world?
Yeah,
And
Skyrim
yeah,
Oh,
in
part of
the
the
Elder
Dragonborn.
Scrolls universe.
was part of the Dragonborn DLC.
Hmm.
They have very.
I just played vanilla and I modded the shit out of it, so I never really cared. I mean, if I was killing Thomas the Tank Engine, I was happy. So exactly, Biggie Smalls, all the way. Okay, so you wake up 2 hours before morning meal. Your poppet's sitting there limp in the corner.
All right, rise up.
It stands up and salutes.
We go hunting.
It trots behind you with a awkward gait, like a tin soldier trying to walk. It looks around on the floor like it's looking for something, and then waits and follows you.
All right, let's go.
Okay. People stop and stare as you're walking with this thing following you down the hallway, and they're like, "What the hell is that?" One of the residents says, You know that creepy doll is following you, right? Where did you find that thing?
It was a gift given to us. We'll discuss it at the morning meal.
One of the kids is waving his hand over it, looking for strings. And the puppet looks like a little bewildered and stumbles back. It has very limited intelligence, but it can react to things slightly. People are kind of like murmur about it, and they're like, "Okay, I guess we're getting a surprise." And they step aside. You go off to do your hunting. You leave town. You get a lot more of the same reaction. I'm not going to go through it. And as you leave town, the puppet follows behind. Go ahead and roll your survival check.
I probably won't have it necessarily exactly with me when I do the hunting itself. So that way it's lumbering actions.
It does make clacker noises.
Yeah, I would have it stand still once I found the spot that I wanted to start working in.
Okay. It is about 2 foot tall, so you could stuff it in a bag.
Go. If I had a bag.
When you go hunting, you could request that Bianca give you supplies. You haven't yet, but...
I haven't yet, but... I don't think I feel like that's a good idea at the moment.
Okay.
Alright, survival +5. Rolling... Critical fumble! That's fantastic.
We'll get back to what happens to you in a second.
That's fantastic.
You wake up at 10.
That's I hate your table.
You
I
hear a
swear it's
banging
your
of
table.
pots and a ladle as you're called to morning meal.
Wash up real quick and then get dressed.
Okay. By the time you're dressed, you get down there and you're maybe like 6th in line to morning meal. Everyone else is coming back from tasks. Where were you this morning? Someone laughs and they class you back. They're like, we're just joking. You get in line and you get your food. And someone says, so what's the surprise?
Oh.
It's, whatever the fuck Colin named himself. What is this? Can't read his handwriting. Peck? Do you seriously name himself Peck?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, God. It's Peck, the cook. And Boardmaster.
The rolling of the eyes. Any harder, they'll fall at your skull, Jack.
You know. He's not even like a fucking weird race. He just names himself Peck. What is he?
A human?
Oh, Christ. No, he's an elf. An elf named Peck. In a world where Ildrian is an average elf name. Christ me. Well, I guess he was a slave, so whatever. Slaves have weird names. Cook and Boardmaster. For those who are new to the stream, all the players are in a town of released slaves after a long war, where they lived in a kingdom full that ran on slavery. Cook and Boardmaster. Okay. No, you prick. Kidding.
Well, you're not wrong.
Elf. Yeah. Aspires to be the leader of the village. Well, it's not necessarily the marshal, but rather the leader of the village. Because remember, any of you guys could be a leader. If the marshal continues to be sick, he's probably not going to be. Yes, this is Treta, Mr. Pazu. Let me get this map up here. Matt, would you mind showing him?
Do you mind showing off this?
This is the official map for Treta now. Get a little closer, buddy. There's no way they're going to see that shit. Here we are. Here, let me. There you go, guys. So yeah, this is Treta. And so they are in the land of the Dryden. The Drow, as they were called in Dungeons and Dragons, official and copyrighted as Drow. So they're in the town of Freeman, which is off on the east. You can see it there on the stream a second ago. And this is the town right here. Put it a little closer so you can see a little bit.
More like a small village.
Yeah. Okay, so yeah, there's only about 200 people in the village. So what's the surprise? Says Heck. Kill him.
I'd rather wait for a mighty hunter to get here so we can all talk about it.
He goes, yeah, but what about the puppet?
Yeah, that freaky little gift.
gift? He's like, what do you mean?
I want nothing to do with it.
People are kind of gathered a little bit because this is a little like, what's going on?
Exciting news.
One council member is asking another, and they don't understand what's going on.
Well, let's just say we're gonna have a visitor later, and it's kind of tied to that. So
The bigger and longer island you're referring to is right here. Sorry, someone on the stream is asking questions there.
that's fine.
This is Rosalinia right here. It's just a bit different in scale. I just free-handed that for the first session, so hopefully that's clear what I'm trying to... Okay, so, what up now? What's up? What'd you say?
I just said groggily that we're gonna have a visitor sometime later.
He goes, we should have a board meeting, under his breath. He goes, I don't understand anything that's going on. The people around you guys are around you are murmuring slightly. And then the 14-year-old who followed you and took all your guys' credit from the first encounter. Let's give him a name. Tristan.
I'm
Human.
That's a douchey enough name.
Human.
Tristan.
Oh my god. Poor Tristan's out there. I'm so sorry, guys. Human. Commoner.
not for long.
14-year-old. That's the easiest way for me to remember who he is. Okay. So Tristan pipes up and says, where's the hunter? He hasn't come back yet, and it's morning meal. He never misses morning meal. And there's a few chuckles, and then everyone gets concerned.
Wait a minute, he doesn't.
Nervous chuckle.
He left the hunt 2 hours ago. It usually takes him about a half an hour to make it through the woods nearby. Forget that it took him like 4 hours the other day. Because we need to get to him before that, because shit happened with him.
Oh,
Great.
okay. Looks like I'm gonna have to skip morning meal.
This is my first time having two people in the chat at once. Okay. Yeah, well, you got your porridge in front of you. Okay, so...
Well, I'm gonna hurry up and eat, and then go out with Tristan and see if we can go find him.
Tristan? You're gonna grab Tristan and ask him to help?
Yeah, he owes me this one.
He goes, alright, are we gonna get any supplies from Bianca?
Sure, that's if she's in a decent mood today.
He goes, yeah, she's in mourning. Maybe we should grab some flowers and bring them to her. He goes, I'll be right back. And he goes out of town real quick. So I'll be back in like 15 minutes. He skips off. Or runs off, I mean. But skips off, I meant like jogs off, kind of like, you know what I'm talking about, where you just kind of skip jog. Not literally skips like la la la, but like, you know.
I almost want to beat him, but he seems completely forgotten that he called me a bitch the other day.
Yeah, he did. He's a teen. Doink. Discord speaks to me. He totally flipped you off. Thanks. Who said that?
I didn't flip you off.
The stream says otherwise.
The
I don't even know when I did that.
You were fiddling around with your fingers. See, now you got him feeling bad because he's keeping his hands away from the stream. He's keeping them above the stream level. That's funny. Okay. So what are you going to do in that 15 minutes that Tristan just totally ditched you for?
See if I can get any tea or coffee. No, coffee.
Coffee they have none of. Tea, also no.
Then I'm going to see if I can get a shot from the old man.
You fucking doing ring fingers and shit when I'm not looking? God damn it, this... Give 2 children a camera. They flip me off and do shit on camera when I'm not looking. I feel like I'm getting raided because I keep on getting messages on Discord when I'm streaming. Can't you just message in the chat? I'm the only one who can read the stream chat, okay? You don't need to ding my phone and my computer across the room. Crazies.
Ding. Oh, for that.
Right, assholes. Okay. During morning meal, you see a short girl walk into the village, about 4 feet tall, wearing a large scarf around her shoulders and neck.
I go up to say, Twee, was it?
Indeed, she says in a quiet voice.
Is there an issue?
She goes, I was instructed by my master to come and join you for morning meal.
Okay.
Oh, now we have 3 viewers. Welcome.
Wow.
Wow.
You guys know Adam.
Adam.
Yeah, Adam's viewing.
Oh, Adam.
Hi.
Hello.
So,
He pees freely for science.
God damn it, just fucking answer the question.
Okay.
Or answer the situation, please. We have to continue to play. We can't just all go, oh my god, we got viewers! Then the viewers leave. This is what happens. I'm gonna get the microphone more in the middle so we can catch what you guys are saying.
Monkey in the middle. Anyway,
We're gonna put the microphone right on top of the map so no one can see anything. Okay.
if it's a little personal, I maybe a little personal, but what's the giant scarf? If you don't feel comfortable answering, it's okay.
She goes, it's made of wool.
Mm-hmm.
You can't tell if she's smiling or not.
Well, I guess come on this way.
She is carrying a bundle in her arms. The book that she usually is carrying in both arms is strung on a side belt that hangs from her main belt. Yeah, these are the people who enslaved you in your last town. Actually, these are the nice ones. The other ones enslaved you when you came into town, Mr. Pazu. Okay, so he was talking about when he visited during your campaign. My friend from Traverse City. He visited your campaign, your Oriental campaign, and we enslaved him.
Oh, yeah, that's
Yeah,
right.
he's viewing.
Oh.
So now it's revenge, because I get to screw you guys over and he gets to watch. Okay, so... Anyway. So she has that big book slung on a, like, side sling that's attached to her belt. And she's carrying, actually, a bundle of what looks like brown paper. With string.
Okay.
All of a sudden, a archmage splits out of the sky, screaming, and the gods all rain down from heaven dead. Are you happy now? I'm talking to the chat, sorry. Adam says he breaks the fourth wall. Okay, so ignore that. No. She walks in with you. Oh my god, stop. We're not breaking the fifth wall, too. I don't even know how to do that. That'd be you guys starting to join the game from the chat. We're not... Or, actually, that would be... You know, they do the streams where you background play. That'd be background DMing. You guys tell me what to DM from the chat. Interesting concept. We might do this in the future. No.
That's 16th.
That'd be the fifth wall.
Well, that would be fourth walling to the 16th degree.
And also, that's better when you're trying to do, like...
No, because the fourth wall is when the characters act out towards the audience. Fifth wall would be when the audience changes the play that the actors are in.
That'd be a charity
Good
live
point.
stream kind of function.
Okay. So anyway, guys.
Those are kind of fun.
Anyway.
Like crazy.
I would make... what I'd do is I'd make a chat roller so they could roll dice in the chat for you guys.
Oh, great.
Okay. It'd be like... That would be like the gods are mad, but like even worse. Okay, so... Back to what actually is happening is that she's following you with a big parcel.
Turn around. Do you by chance need a hand with that, or? Okay.
Shakes her head silently. and waits for you to turn around and follow you.
Alright, I'm just head to the mess and grab another bowl.
When she gets to the table, the people kind of stare at her. They've never seen her before. I should note that her eyes are slightly oblong, like an elf's, and large. Not extremely large, like a big bug eyes, but more oval shaped and open than a human's would be.
So basically,
The opposite of an Asian.
we're looking at we're looking.
That sounds really bad.
She said she's a gnome.
You know, more than a human would be. Like those subhumans, Asians. No, I didn't mean it like that.
She did comment that she was a gnome.
Yeah, she was gnome-sized.
We're looking at Smeagol.
I described her as looking the same size as a gnome.
Oh.
Maybe. Go back to the streams, guys, and correct me and fucking dox me for this. But no, I planned her race. That's when I made her, so I'm pretty sure. But she is like 4 feet tall. Or lower, you know. Anyway, what'd you say?
We're basically looking into the eyes of Smeagol.
Kind of. But more oblong, like like if you took Schmiegel's eyes and then made them more elvish looking. Less hobbits. Less hobbitses. Schmiegel. Dude, I can do a mad Schmiegel, okay? Don't even test me. But throwing in, okay, so then she puts down the parcel and opens it up. It's not fucking anime eyes, okay? It's different. It's not anime eyes. Christ. Which is bad because everything I try to draw looks like anime face. Ugh, God. No, she does not have anime eyes. It's much more like, if you guys at home want to look it up in Google, I guess I'll show my players here.
Would
Players
it be more
gather
circle
on-
like that.
No, that's fucking anime eyes. You're
That
just
is
showing
not
me.
anime eyes.
That is literally anime style of drawing eyes. Let me. No, I'm kidding you. It's not that much anime eye.
Oh, I
Or
draw some
realism.
sick anime eye.
Okay, this is an example. Come over here, Matt.
Oh, I have folders on folders of eye anime and not.
Fucking Christ. This is picture. See how the eyes. Now, this creature obviously does not look anything like a human, but the eye shape.
Okay.
Let me. For the stream, I'm going to flash you guys my computer screen. Give me a second. It's going to take me a second to set this up.
Excuse me.
It's probably better that I set up a desktop capture for things like this.
Bing.
Okay. So now you guys can see this.
Infinity pool.
Fuck. Excuse my language. Okay, so draw my eyes. See how the eyes are large and oblong? The eyes look similar to this, but with pupils. If you call that an anime eye, then fine. But this is what I'm trying to emulate. So, large eyes. Okay? The rest of this squiddy weird shit, ignore that. I'm just talking about the eye shape. Okay? The skeletal structure of the head.
At least we have post-apocalyptic version of D&D.
What, Eberron?
Well, that whatever you.
Eberron is steampunkish
Ah.
in comparison to Faerun, which is what you're used to. Alright. Oh my god. Anyway. Yeah, kind of buggy-eyed. Alright. So, she's kind of buggy-eyed, very short, white head. But not like fucking, okay, it sounds weirder the more I try to describe it. She has a circular head, but just like humans have circular heads rather than long heads. Not like extremely long or circular, not, what's the Nickelodeon cartoon? Hey Arnold. She's not Hey Arnold, okay?
It's not Arnold.
Yeah. So as Pazu said, kind of bugginess to the eyes, but not dramatic enough to be like crazy, bulgy. But anyway, it's noticeable. Definitely not a halfling or like gnome. type creature, because halflings don't exist in the world. Anyway, so she places down the parcel, opens it up, and you see that there are tins that are sealed, and then there's also loaves of bread that are slightly oblong, kind of like a very short, roundish, kind of oval baguette. I don't know what they're called, but they're bread loaves that kind of have the X in the middle, and they have the eggshell over it. You know what I'm talking about?
Like an artisan bread.
Yeah, they're like old style loaves of bread.
Yeah.
So the parcel has loaves of bread in these tins. And she opens the tins, and they have these weird pastes inside of them that kind of smell.
Kind of like the adventurers.
Be almost like curry paste, or there's different flavors, but they're spicy and savory.
Mm.
She says that they're spreads, and she offers them as part of the meal. These are things from not that are not from around here, so, or at least your village kind of eats off the land, so it's not average to have.
Bread and wheat.
Well,
You guys don't farm, remember?
Yes, I know.
Yeah.
bread's
Also, these weird pastes made of peppers and things like that. So, she sits quietly and eats some of your porridge, and doesn't try to talk to anyone. And then at that time, people are kind of like not sure to talk. Like, they're very hesitant to talk to her. They're taking the food that you gave them, but it's kind of like one of those "what move do we make here?" kind of like, who is this person that just came in and gave us a bunch of food and didn't say anything to us? Tristan shows up with a bouquet of wildflowers that he's picked. It's kind of like just a small picking, but he said this might soften the blow. He said we should go do our hunt now. And then he looks over at the weird girl and he's like, "Who the hell's this?"
Manners boy. This is one of our new visitors.
Alright. Sorry.
Her name is Twy.
Alright.
Alright, he says.
Her name is Twee, and she will be staying for a little bit.
Never heard a name like Twee before. He says he cuts you off. Gotta love the 14-year-old.
No, she's not from here, so.
4 viewers? This is a goddamn new maximum.
Jack, you said you weren't going to do this.
Oh my god,
You were
we're at
yelling
9
at us
followers
for
too.
doing it.
We're at 9 followers. Holy shit, guys! This is a new record. 2 new records in one day. Oh boy.
Wait till it hits 20. Oh,
I need to have So there's a running joke on this stream where I need to have a running counter to 100 followers, and it's a counter until I get banned because I swear so much on this damn channel.
Can't be PewDiePie now.
Yeah, whatever. I'm never gonna
I don't think
say that
anybody
shit.
really wants to be PewDiePie.
Never gonna say that shit, but I did have someone try to say that on my stream just to piss me off. Once. I was like, oh my god. It's like the one stream I had to stop early and cut. Anyway. There's no record over that, so it never happened. So what are you gonna do now? It's been about, it's now about 11.
I'll tell Twee that I will be right back. We need to get some gear. Our barbarian friend is a bit missing at the moment, so.
Who's barbarian?
Our hunter.
Oh, she says, where I come from, barbarians have a very different meaning.
Okay. Well, if later you'd like to join us, that would be most welcoming.
Oh.
I'll be back.
She seems to hesitate and kind of think about it. She sits there, thinking, and eating porridge. She's slipping the porridge between folds inside of her scarf. She like lifts her scarf like this and puts the spoon underneath.
And, well, if you change your mind, not wanting to go, that's fine too. I just figured it'd give you a chance to see the countryside. Until then, we'll be back.
She goes, just a moment. And you see her pull out a string with a scale on it. Like it looks like a necklace made with some kind of reptilian scale. And she strokes it and closes her eyes for a second. And then she says, all right, I will follow. And she stands up and follows you out of the village. Okay, so it's you, Tristan, and Twee off to find the hunter.
Right.
You don't have track, so how are you going to find him?
Well, I'm sure I've been on hunts with him before.
Nope. What are you again? What's your role in the village?
Rogue.
Scout and information broker.
Right, so you know the area. So you know where he hunts.
Right.
But you've never been on a hunt with him. Just not your job.
See the hunter, the wonderful hunter of the woods. He's gone and missing now.
I know what general area he would be in, so I will throw a...
Yes, he knows my general area code.
Yes. Knowledge local plus my bardic knowledge. So that pinpoint what general area he would be in.
You already know what area of the woods he hunts in.
Okay, well...
It's finding him that's the problem.
Throw a survival check onto that then.
Okay, go ahead and roll survival.
18.
Okay. You look for signs of human activity in the area. Roll survival check.
15.
And you see that there are some areas where he wasn't able to cover his trail. And so you do find a general direction in which to go. It takes you about 2 hours to get there. You see that when you get over an area, you see that there is a sinkhole, as in quicksand. And your companion is standing in it. He's up to his chest now.
I just...
Don't say a word. Do you have rope?
General part of coming out.
General part of coming out, yeah.
Yeah,
So-
lots of rope when you're coming out.
You never went to Bianca. You just left.
I thought you...
Would automatically Bianca you?
Mm-hmm.
Without the social interaction? What's the point of having quartermaster if you don't have to go and talk to the quartermaster? Oh, sorry. You invited Twee to go. You asked her if she wanted to go. She said yes. And then you left the village.
Well, you stated they left the village and before they went to the quartermaster.
Stream. Help me.
Did I accidentally push them out of here without letting them do that stuff?
Did I say they went to the quartermaster? Stream, please. Whoever answers first is right.
You never did. You just said y'all left.
Hold on. Yeah, but they had opportunities to go to the quartermaster. Hold on. That's right. No one went to the quartermaster. No. I don't know. Pazu's right.
Paz is right. Nobody went to the quartermaster. But then you just pushed.
Roll luck roll above 10.
Match.
I'll take it. Watching a chaotic evil deal with an MO. Oh wait, no. He's watching a... Oh, he's... Jerry, my friend Jerry, is also administrating a server right now for a video game called Space Station 13. So he's dealing with tickets and things like that as an admin. So he wasn't paying attention, he says. I'll take it. You got the quartermaster stuff. The rope. The torches. 2 torches. The 2 rations. The backpack.
Alrighty. I throw one end off to him.
I grab it and I
Tie
wrap it
yourself
around
off.
my wrist to get a good grip on it.
Okay.
I take the other end and just wrap the other end around a thick tree. Cast Unseen Servant to help.
Okay.
Alright, let's start pulling them out. Wiggle yourself free too, because
Moving's bad.
slow and steady.
Roll survival check.
That is a total of 18.
He knows that moving is bad.
Moving's bad. It sinks me in deeper.
So, roll an athletics check, I believe it is, in Pathfinder.
Yes.
That one, please. Yes! Oh, it's glorious. Oh, yes. Okay. Matt slips and literally falls right into the sand pit with you. Your unseen servant is able to catch the rope before it falls in with you as well. So you reel in the rope with you, but he catches the rope before it falls in completely and disappears. And so now, your unseen servant, who you can't observe being there, and of course Tristan, the hero, and Twee, who is standing about 30 feet off, just staring at you guys.
I just look
Tristan-
at Matthew's character like, I won't say anything either.
Twee doesn't do anything.
I go to my unseen servant doll.
Oh,
Coming out.
that thing's in your backpack.
I didn't have a backpack, remember?
Oh, right. Where did you put it?
I left it in the general area that I would be hunting. I did not have it exactly with me.
Okay, awesome. What are you gonna do to the doll?
I'm gonna say, come and assist me by pulling the rope at the other end. Wait a minute, no. Is Matthew at the other end, or is the unseen servant at the other end?
Well, Matthew's in the pool with you now.
Yes, he is.
And then the unseen servant is holding it so it's not gonna the rope, so it didn't fall in the pool. And then Tristan is there pulling on the rope now.
All right. Assist the boy pulling the rope, Tristan.
All right. The you said so. Your words are assist the boy Tristan pull the rope, right?
Yes.
Okay. The doll runs up and it starts making guiding motions for heave and hoe. And then after looking at you getting frustrated, it goes and grabs the rope, which it's kind of dangling from because it's only 2 feet tall.
Oh.
And it's trying to use its weight by swaying back and forth to help with the heave and hoe. The chat's this is entertaining to the chat apparently.
Of course it is. Because it's not immediate danger, but we're all
Just
just...
flipping off the chat.
No, dice.
Yeah, flip off your dice. I love it. 2 1s in one sesh, right after another. Right. Okay, so
Can I make an athletics try to climb on the rope? Or to...
moving's bad. Remember,
Yeah, it's bad.
you literally will actually pull them in or sink
Oh.
yourself.
Okay.
That's just how it works. You know that. You've told Matt. I want to give you advice here, but I can't.
Is there any tree roots I could grab onto?
I'm rolling for Tristan. Hold on.
Okay.
Tristan is unable to make any progress, heaving both of you out of the bog. I'm assuming you're both holding onto the rope.
Yeah, I'm holding onto the rope. How deep did Matthew fall in? I mean, necessarily.
He kind of splatted into it face first, and then kind of scrambled, so he's kind of about waist deep.
Dude, this is really quick sand.
Most quicksand is basically water with sand mixed into it, so at the top it's very wet and like liquidy, and then underneath it's more of a suction and dense. So it gets more dense as you go down. but the top is very easy to sink into. Actually, that's why people fall in quicksand. It's not like mud.
Twee, could you?
It's actually a big water reservoir with floating flat. Anyway,
Ask Twee to see if she can help him.
OK symbol, white supremacy confirmed. Gasp! I am so triggered by the OK sign. Sorry, what did you say?
I asked to see if Twee would assist.
You ask. She sighs. She goes, I don't know where this fits into the parameters of our agreement.
Us not dying.
Right.
And avoiding the
I haven't done
contract.
any harm to you. She goes, I can't really act without my master's permission.
Let's see here. How much rope is there
We'll have to
currently?
hang ourselves.
Hold on. How much rope is there? Like from
30 feet, remember?
30 feet. So,
About 20 feet of it is in the shit with you guys.
all right, so like 10 feet is available to them. They probably can't use it to levy off of a tree branch, try and get a levy system going.
Hold on. Twee walks up and says, if one of you let go of the rope, it'd be easier to pull one of you out at a time.
I'll be able to pull you out better. So you let go, Matthew?
Mm-hmm.
Just don't move.
They're all commenting here. Do you guys want to hear the comments so far?
Can't wait.
Kill her, says Hayden. Here's hoping one of them can cast water breathing and just wait until they fall into the Underdark or something. No, push her in so that escaping quicksand becomes part of the mission parameters. Calm down, guys. You are, how do you say, to push a rope. Okay. Guys, cast wish, says Jerry. Jerry wins the cake there. I do like Hayden. Hayden knows how my DMing works, that's for sure. He knows I'm an asshole until I necessarily can't be an asshole.
Yeah, cast wish. I'm the only caster in the party currently, so let me try to pull that one out of my ass.
Twee squats down next to the pit and asks if you guys would be willing to give anything. She says, okay, I'll roleplay. She goes, is there anything you can give me if I let you out?
Bearskins.
Give you the shirt off my back.
We're not wealthy people.
How about a favor? Of equal value, she says.
A life-saving favor for us and a life-saving favor for her. I guess we could do that.
Okay, she says, that's enough for my master to be justified in this situation. I'll see what I can do. She walks off into the woods. Briskly.
Did you let go of your end, Matthew, anyways?
I'm just here.
Alright, so they're just trying to pull me out right now.
Your massive bulk.
Yes, my massive
Again,
bulk
Hayden.
is up to chase.
Again, Adam demands that his character show up and save the day. Shut up. Mesh is not going to show up right now. I'm not going to say never because it might happen, but not now.
So they're just trying to pull me out at the moment. Do they
Right.
succeed?
Okay. Visible servant. And the boy. Yes.
Invisible servant has a base of 10, so...
Yeah, I rolled. The two of them are able to pull you out.
Alright. Now I throw the rope over to Matthew.
Let's see if I can get this athletics on.
Athletics
Matthew,
on. What are you going
You're
to do?
not going to want to be the one who's pulling.
Yeah.
You're in the muck.
Yeah, you just gotta hold on to the rope.
Otherwise, he would have pulled himself out.
Whatever. Let's get this done.
Alright. Let's pull Matthew out and heave and hoe him.
Okay, roll athletics. Oh god, Tristan rolled a 1. He falls in.
14 I rolled.
Yeah, that's not enough, I don't think. What's your body weight?
I am
Female, dwarf,
dwarf.
human.
So
She thick.
I thick. I am an ugly butch lesbian.
Okay.
Thick.
Alright, so... Oh my god, all these people. The comments are killing me. Invisible servant.
There
Rolls
is
a
no
2.
athletics.
Invisible rolls. It would be funny if the invisible servant drowns. No! I do think your spell is going to be over with soon, though.
I can cast a few once more.
Okay.
Let's see.
I better yet. I'll cast it again.
Twee doesn't show up yet.
All right, boy.
Tristan is...
You chill.
Flailing around. Just kidding.
Stop moving.
He already heard that it's not good to move. He's not moving.
Get her out, and then we'll get you out. Everybody's taking turns, all right? Is that what we understand? Everybody's taking turns? All right. Here we go, pulling you out.
Yeah, this has just been shit pudding all morning.
He goes, I just hope nothing terrible's under the bottom of this, says Tristan.
Shut up! I'm going into rage to rip Matthew out.
Okay. Increase strength.
Fumble!
He fumbles!
Fuck!
Oh, he fumbles!
Oh,
Oh,
God, I can't.
you're in.
We're all in the muck.
I don't.
Oh,
We're all gonna die.
Fuck! You can't have us all just falling into this muck. God.
I
Fuck!
You're all pulling.
I don't know how we're pulling ourselves in.
You swore more than I have this stream, which is an accomplishment. Oh my god, we have 6 viewers.
God!
We have 6 viewers. Welcome, everyone.
What the hell? Your table, this was rolling natural 20s all day yesterday. And it's critically fumbling the whole time. This table is cursed.
Do you want to hear the new camp? You want to hear the new comments?
No, I don't want to hear the new fucking comments.
It's okay.
I am goddamn done with this.
Commenting
Saltiness.
faster and faster the more you yell. I'm trying to laugh at this right now.
God.
You're ruining my comment fun. Wow, Danny appears. Okay. Death campaign confirmed. It would be a real
TBK
shame.
over a sinkhole.
It would be a real shame if an aboleth were at the bottom. Some random wizard sorcerer comes along and casts 20 different teleport dimension doors. Causes fun times. He knows. Oh, that's the last death campaign that happens. They had a teleportation battle, and a big demon came out of the realm between planes and killed them all. D&D, where getting out of quicksand can be harder than beating a god at their own game. At least in Jack's game. An aboleth archlich. A half-dragon archlich aboleth. Okay. They're calling for blood. You guys are all in the quicksand.
God, except for the puppet.
Everyone make a balance check.
Balance?
That's would be
Oh,
acrobatics.
I need to make a reflex check for the poppet.
16.
The poppet does successfully grab the rope from falling all the way in and sinking past you guys.
How does it sink when somebody's holding on to it?
Because the lengths that you're not holding onto droop into the sand. They get wet.
Oh, good puppet.
Okay. I still have my idol or little thing on me too. So.
Yeah, but the range is not so far. You guys are miles out of town.
Right. So my reflex for that would be.
Yeah, you dropped your poppet in a pot. You dropped your poppet in a pot.
And that pot happens to be lead lined, so you can't call it.
Right now, actually, it is canonical. I was going to do this earlier in the day, but the kids are playing with your poppet. They think it's a toy.
Oh, good.
It's a giant doll.
I'll
I
get
mean,
to
it's 2
freak him
foot
out.
tall. It's smaller than
It's a
them.
pretty big doll.
I get to freak him out later. So
Yeah,
that
you're gonna
is
have to
a
slap the kids.
24 for my reflex.
Not reflex, balance check.
There is no balance.
That would be acrobatics.
Acrobatics check. It's dex.
Dex based. That's an 18.
Okay.
I rolled a 16.
You guys successfully do not sink any further this turn.
Okay.
You guys hear some voices in the distance.
So, if we all get out of this, how about we go get drunk later?
Yeah.
pissed
For
off.
this moment, I will allow the chat to give them suggestions. Unless you guys really want to be smartasses and then pelt them with insults, that's okay too. So far we have, if they can, they should cast Tensor's Floating Disc. That could probably help or seal their fate.
Don't have it.
Don't have it, sorry. We have a bard, I think?
Yes.
A bard and a barbarian here. It's a perfect party, guys.
Yes.
All the bars.
A bardic rogue.
All the bars in this house. Oh, and then Tristan, who's a human commoner. Teleport battle idea still stands. Pray to the random gods. Do not do that. You guys don't even know what gods are out there, probably. You guys are slaves your entire lives. You know the gods of the temple nearby.
Yes, that's pretty much it. Those are, I'm assuming, all of the major.
The voices get closer. Yes, we're in Pathfinder. My setting.
Whatever the voices are, they're either going to save us, kill us, save us, and help us, or they're just going to laugh and point at us as we sink to our death slowly.
Roll a spot check.
Perception 17.
That's a total of 23.
So what'd you get?
17.
You guys both see that these are the adventurers from the other day.
Wait, the adventurers who died the other day?
Yeah, those.
Oh, fuck me.
They show up around the pit. We are sent to help you, says the hero boy, the fighter.
I just look at Matthew, I go, okay. I certainly didn't expect you guys here.
He goes, do we know each other?
I guess we don't. You just look very familiar to somebody I've seen before.
Okay, we got more recommendations for you guys. Pray to random gods. Pathfinder, right? Fey gods. Pray to the Fey gods. Fuck you. Sing the animals for help. I don't know. I was planning on memeing you all stream. Draw straws. The loser is used as an object for the others to push off of. Has it been strength checks to get out? It's right now balance checks not to sink, and then people who are out of the pit can make strength checks, or well, rather athletic checks to pull them out. But the people inside can't flail around to get out because that'll make them sink. So they are not able to make checks to get out. They can only make checks to prevent themselves from sinking. I could Dios X the group's level if the group's level is low enough. Thanks to the recommendation for me. I appreciate that. 7 viewers. This is insane. Thanks. If the barb could rage, get that morale bonus. Yeah, he did rage, and then he actually rolled a 1 and threw himself in. Unless you have 50 foot of rope. They have 30 foot of rope. Okay, so the barbarian's in the pit. Everyone's in the pit, Jerry. Okay, so the adventurers show up, and they say they don't recognize you. They said we were sent by our master to help you, and they one of them pulls out rope, and one of them pulls out a 10-foot rod and reaches it out. And the monk and the fighter reach out the 10-foot rod, and they take the rope and secure it to their waists in a tree.
Okay.
And they say, pull onto this rod, one at a time.
Go first.
Okay. It's just acrobatics.
The mage starts murmuring something under her breath, and the cleric girl is not there. Okay.
Sense motive.
Go ahead and roll sense motive check.
Showing it.
That's a low sense motive.
8. Doesn't help.
What are you guys trying to determine?
We determine the legitimacy of these people. Were they really sent here by somebody? Are they telling us the truth about that?
Well, these are indeed physically the adventurers you
perception.
met. You can recognize their faces. I mean, you guys shared meals with them.
13.
And you gave them lodging. So you remember these adventurers. But you also remember burying them under a pile of rocks like a day ago. And they're all sentient and alive right now. So, as far as you can see.
Yeah, I remember to start rolling on top of this book.
Something's off. Well, I hang on as for dear life, so. I'm hanging on. So, to get out. Do I roll anything or just.
Okay, Sure's hanging on to get out.
Yeah.
And what are you doing? Just waiting.
Yeah.
Balance check. Strength check.
Fuck, I gotta stop rolling on this table.
Nat 1, really? Okay.
Yes.
I rolled a 15.
A nat 1 on a neg 1.
Okay. Hold on. Gotta get a percentile out for this.
I'm gonna die.
1 to 100, how bad is this gonna be for you? 62. Okay. You are now neck deep. You...
15.
15. I got a yes with 6 explanation points on that. Ever heard the phrase beggars can't be choosers? Yes. Don't be picky about who saves you until you actually are about to die. Cleric Aboleth. Oh my god. What'd you say?
15.
15. You are not sinking.
I see Matthew sink. Do a survival, knowledge, nature, or survival check to determine if I could actually pull him up, so that way he's not neck deep.
You'd have to dive and push him up like as if he was underwater and drowning, which would literally put you under the quicksand completely. The only way to get you then would be to fish you out with a net or something. The wizard completes her incantation, and you feel a force underneath your feet, as if you were standing on a disc. It's not strong enough to lift you, but you are not sinking anymore, Matt. Or the dwarf woman.
Mm-hmm.
It's a tensor's floating disc. Thank you, chat.
Oh.
The person who theorizes the cleric aboleth. One more one in a cleric time. And then Jerry says it's clearly changelings. Aha! Okay. A disc that floats, invented by Tensor. That disc to the rescue. They're all pleased with themselves. It's so great. It's like we have an extra audience here, guys. It's great. So, the
beautiful hands.
The dickhead adventurer turns to the. Sorry, he's not the dickhead adventurer anymore because he doesn't talk like that. The fighter turns to the monk and says, "I don't think the pole is going to work for that one anymore." And he reaches out the pole to you.
Alright. I grab a hold of it. Make a strength check. Not on the table. There we go.
Okay.
That's a total of 21.
They rolled a 2 and an 8 to try to lift you out. They're like, "Oh my god, this one's beefy." The monk's like, "Watch your tongue." The wizard's like, "I really don't know what trick I can do to get these people out of here." She sighs.
Well, if I could move my hands up, I could cast another unseen servant.
That would push your head down. You would start suffocating. Twee appears from out of the trees. She walks forward.
It's like, God, you guys are in a worse situation.
She goes, "I don't suppose I'm going to get those favors if this doesn't work."
I would suppose not.
The top half-dragon, arch-lich, aboleth, epic cleric of the Church of Mesh sniffs your failure. God damn it, it's not going to happen. And then he gives it a fucking acronym. THDALAECOTCON. If the wizard moves up, they get out. Maybe. Unfortunately, the tensor floating disc can only lift 100 pounds, and he's heavier than that.
On top of that, there is how many cubic feet that is surrounding me of
Sand.
and other dense material?
Right.
My character's just like,
Jerry thinks there needs to be a campaign to make this happen. Oh, to make the terrible creature happen. Great, thanks guys. A second disc. Unfortunately, these are all level 1 characters trying to help them. Sorry, guys. Hold on. Okay. Twee says, you better pay your end of the bargain. She grabs another charm. She goes, I was gifted this in case. And she puts on 3 rings on her fingers and lifts you all out with telekinesis. She goes, you all owe a life debt to my master now.
crud.
I'm not joking, that was something she could have done.
No, I'm just going like, I got a life debt to owe to her, not him. Well, we will say nothing to the village about this. Is that right, boy?
He doesn't say anything but look at his sand-covered hands in terror.
Your first life and death experience.
He was almost nose deep. He goes,
He was almost nose deep, but I was only waist deep. Did he fail a couple of his
yeah,
balance
Tristan was
checks?
not doing well.
He failed just as bad as I did.
He's a commoner. He has no abilities. Yay, life debts. Who is her master? That is a question that they haven't really answered yet. Oh boy, everybody knows Jack loves those life debts. Aw, thanks guys. You know me so well. So,
I make mental note to this sand pit, and I'm like, let's go back to the village, have our little meeting about her master coming to make a visit with us, if he hasn't shown up yet
We
already.
fenced this place off.
my master doesn't have any intention to visit the village at this time. He's actually off on business.
Oh. Well, still inform the village about the contract that we have with them.
She goes, indeed.
Let's
Victoria
go.
will be over shortly. She goes, you 3, back to the master's estate. And they all look at her and nod, and she marches them off into the woods.
I stop her before she leaves.
How do you stop her?
I just Twee, or
He'd say her
call her out.
name.
Twee, could you come here a minute?
She sighs and looks at you, and she considers going no, and she walks forward and just kind of gives you the benefit of the doubt and decides to listen to whatever you have to say.
First off, thank you. Secondly, where did they come from? These kids died not just 3 days ago.
I mean, a day ago.
Whatever.
She goes,
Trying to find a way to word her answer.
roll a diplomacy check.
Not very well, but
By the way, when I said she goes, that was a sigh and a look towards the sky. Should I tell them? Hey guys, the solution would have been to dry it out. Just thought of that. If you kill yourself, you never have to pay back your life debts. Hayden, stop. I'll die laughing. Easiest way to do that is to make fun of a wild. And then he lists his fucking really long name for whatever creature he created out of that goddamn cleric. Anyway.
It's
A
the name
two
was just keeps
total.
getting longer.
my diplomacy sucks.
The cleric of templates. What'd you get?
A 2 total.
Damn, bard with a 2 diplomacy. She says, you can ask my master that.
I speculate.
Unless you're willing to pay for information, she smiles.
I think we paid enough for today. Let's get
Well,
moving.
Look, we have the gold.
Oh, and I'll be taking that. She points to your shirt. I'm kidding. Jeez, are you all barbarians? And she chuckles a little bit and walks off.
I'm laughing in Gabe's like,
Yes, of course, it was a
I'm
good
going-
bit.
I gotta laugh at.
I'm going
Oh,
home.
come on, boy. I go and I pick up the kid and I carry him back.
I'm going home and getting drunk.
It's a Theodali. Oh god. Only one of them.
Come on, Poppet. Let's go home.
The puppet scrambles through the mud and follows you.
Bring the rope.
It drags the rope at a great it slowly pulls the rope out of the mud, and it takes some time to coil it before it puts the coil around its waist and drags it if it was a yoke over its shoulders. And it's like heave-hoing it back to town. All right, you guys get back to town about 4 p.m.
Really, that long? Wow.
I mean, you guys are fucking fighting in a sand pit for hours on end. And then you had to wait for people to walk to the woods to come find you from miles away. And then, let's see, now you're walking miles back home. Yes.
What's our story? We fought something dangerous. We had to evade it and not die. We had to sneak around it so we wouldn't have to fight it directly.
I'm not saying a damn thing.
You are all covered in fucking white sand from the pit to varying degrees. Unless you're going to clean yourselves off the prestidigitation. Oh, you don't have prestidigitation.
Yes, I do.
You going to clean yourself off? You just make Tyler look like an idiot?
No, I'm gonna clean us all off.
Oh, right. Level 0 spells because Pathfinder. You guys are all fucking pretty looking. And you got to keep your shirt, too.
Today wasn't even laundry day.
You owe her a shirt. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. I'm not going to make you owe her a shirt. That was just a joke. 30 in all attributes has X ability. Stop creating characters in my chat. The aboleth is not happening.
At
The
this point, it's
sacrifice
not
of a god of death and a Trask. Excellent. All you need is some Trask blood and you become the avatar of a god. That's actual Pharaon logic right there. God, my throat hurts. I could use a Rumman's.
You could use a rubbin.
A rum.
Okay.
No, I was gonna say a rum and and I freaking forgot what else I was gonna mix with it today. Anyway,
Syrah or sangria.
sangria, which I'm not gonna drink during the stream because you guys are already getting fucked enough. So you guys both show back to town, and it is time for evening meal in about an hour. Bianca shows up is waiting for you guys at the gate.
I just hand her over my bag, not say a word, and walk in.
I take the rope.
She gives you an earnest hug and says that we were very worried. You took much longer than we thought.
I appreciate
Take much
this.
longer than we all thought.
I
I
just-
go and grab the rope from my papa and hand it over to her.
She kind of gives him a stale face like she wished she died. And then walks off. By the way, for those on the stream, he killed her husband
Indirectly.
by bringing back a deer that had a giant monster parasite inside of it, and had the butcher open it, and then the butcher got eaten by it. So she hates him now. They're just talking about how to create fucking death creatures now. They're completely disinterested in the game. They just want to kill you guys now. So this just in, munitions officer. Okay, so now he's talking about Space Station 13. It's all devolved. Forget the rum or whatever. Go to good old Dwarven absinthe. No thanks. Brewed in the skull of a half celestial. Thank you very much. Wait, the officer did what? You us noticed? Oh, like that one, the child I had burned. No, I've been following it. Okay. So anyway, I have no fucking clue what they're saying. They're devolving their English
Give
speech.
them something to talk about.
That's not happening. Diaboleth has never, no.
That's not.
I will never have a kitty squid in my game.
It's a
Beholder?
beholder variant.
Okay, a beholder variant with kitty ears is not happening. The illithid. Yes, I remember the illithid. Okay. I need a second because my throat is fucking sandpaper right now. You guys show back up in town. And Peck and Bianca do demand you guys have a town meeting because they've been hailed with questions all day about some surprise that you guys offered and some puppets. And then there's this huge fiasco out of town, and you brought a surprise visitor to breakfast, and it's very confusing to everyone. So they pull you in for a town meeting. The four of you are gathered. Unfortunately, your marshal is sick with big fucking black shit coming out of his fucking mouth and ears. The curse is getting worse.
I just see him coming back, and it's like, oh, he's okay now.
Shut up. I'm drinking in state. This is stage 1 of Jack's drinking, okay? We're not going straight to rum. I have to drink something to deal with these people. But not quite straight. Would have got straight to rum with how many ones you guys have rolled. You know how tempted I was just to fucking kill you off?
Hold on.
Very tempted. In their first session, they dealt with a cursed creature that poisoned the shit out of him. It's called Alan doesn't show up to some sessions, so Jack has to improvise.
Oh.
Alright, so the town arrives, I'm guessing. For the meeting?
What?
Are they all here?
Yeah, all 4 of you guys are here. The 2 NPCs and the 2 players.
Oh, we're having a council meeting first.
Well, I hope so.
Okay.
They demanded it because they've been hounded all day when you guys were getting killed.
Here you go. Here's the basic deal. We were approached by 2 individuals about in the place of their lord, who wanted to set up some sort of homestead or manor about 5 miles away from here. We have all the documents right here.
Conditions being, we stay off their land, they stay off ours.
They do not do anything that will harm us directly or indirectly, and we can revisit the terms of the contract every 5 years.
We stay
5 years, says Bianca. You signed a contract for 5 years with people we don't know? Peck says, I know I'm pretty brash myself, but honestly, and without consulting the rest of the council, Bianca continues and says, and you know that giving them any land nearby the village means that we can't gather in that space, and we don't know what they'll do with that land. What if they build a fort and then attack us in 5 years? When this magical contract is done.
The contract is to be revisited. It's not null and void after the 5-year period.
It sounds like they're not bound by these terms in 5 years. Because what if they decide not to renegotiate?
Well, what would you have us do? Try and wake all of you up? Try to gather you all up when you're all busy doing your own things?
Yeah, kind of like if we're a government, says Peck. Yeah, what he said. I mean, my husband died. She looks at you. But it doesn't mean I can't make sound decisions when it comes to the fate of the entire village. I mean, the marshal's one thing. I mean, he's on death's door. And then fine another time. We can't really trust him to be,
out of game. It's hard to make those kind of allowances to get people, especially when the one is supposed to be Colin, and we were expecting Colin to be here, and his...
Yeah, I know.
That's meta. I have no legitimate good reason in game to say the reason why I didn't bring them in.
I know. But then again, I was NPCing him since he left. The second that Colin didn't show up, I was like, yeah, he's not going to show up again. I'm going to NPC him. She goes, look. Bianca holds up her hand and says, At this point, we have to stand together as a council. Otherwise, the people will start doubting us and we'll all be reposed. So we're all going to pretend like this is all of our decision. Okay? Agree with it or not. Peck says, I don't really agree with that shit. I probably make a better leader than the marshal, and I honestly think this is probably a good time to flip you all off. So, what do you have to say to that, Bianca? The two of them start arguing for a bit. It comes down to a point where this is a settlement set up by the former Drow slaves. Well, in this, new canon, it's called Dryden slaves. Dryden or Drow, it's pretty much the same thing. It's just not copyright. And I'm answering questions in the chat really quick. So they're in a settlement of ex-slaves. In the West, colonies have come to Treda, so the ex-slaves have either had to join colonies to other countries and pledge allegiance, or have been pushed east, to get away from the colonies. Meshed existed about 60,000 years ago, so no, it's nothing to deal with that.
I'd say the only damn resources anyways in that direction are only those caves. We looked at the mapping. We didn't see any problem where they were going to be. And also they're 5 miles away. I don't see us resource gathering 5 miles away from the village. That'd be unsecure and not safe for any villager.
I don't know. What do you say, Scoutmaster?
Honestly, I didn't like the situation being that they are strangers. I admit change can be a bad thing, but he seems to have resources that we don't. If we are able to trade goods and such, it would help us in the long run.
Yeah, but Bianca puts her hands in her head. We lost our main food source. We don't have enough food to support trade. I don't know, she says. I don't know. I haven't been in the storehouse for a few days. She says,
if it helps any, we can use the gold we found off the adventurers. The poor kids died.
oh God. Really?
It was... I honestly blame myself for the simple fact that I wasn't there to help them.
What killed them?
Kobolds, we think. Maybe also mysterious person, but we're not sure.
Feral kobolds, to be exact.
Little bastards outnumbered them 100 to 1, it looked like.
And the poor little priestess, her...
I don't think we need to go into that far of a detail.
You're right.
We buried them properly afterwards.
Sorry, what were you guys talking about? I was reading chat. I'm sorry.
He told me not to get into the situation.
Not into the deep details about the situation, just that they were outnumbered incredibly when fighting the kobolds.
Alright.
And we
it's a
buried
sad
them
day.
afterwards.
It's a sad day. Kids could barely drink. I bet they haven't been out of the house before. Bianca says, we should hold them a funeral.
We do have...
Peck says, we don't have resources for your funeral. We barely get funerals for our own people. We just bury them and say a few words.
We collect some of their effects just in case their guild comes to collect.
That sounds like grave robbing, says Peck. Bianca says, you want to understand it's respectful so that we can give things to the loved ones. The two of them argue a little bit more before settling on it.
Not to mention we don't want any faction or groups just gathering those kind of equipment and using it against us in the first place, like bandits.
It just screams Discord.
That wasn't even from the chat. That was somebody else. Okay.
Anyway, I know everyone's not happy at the situation, but I'm just hoping it helps out in the long run. The possibility that we can actually, at some point, get some farming equipment to actually raise crops.
Agriculture. Does anybody even know how to raise crops around here?
Well, the people over in Weckham, I think that's what it is. Hold on. Weka, I think.
At the coast?
The people at Weka do agriculture, and there are some in Sane and Drail, but people don't tend to travel or settle into other settlements once they've started a farm.
It would solve our temporary food situation for a long run.
People in Spencer's Discord, of course. Bianca says we'd also need lots of tools like a plow, livestock to run the equipment, unless we intend to do everything by hoe and hand.
That works for small plots, but that won't work for major.
Not enough to feed 200 people.
No.
She goes, our stock is running low. We'll probably be running out of food in about a month.
How much gold did the...
About 120 pieces worth.
I know nothing about stocks and worth of value of items, but could that provide us at least a couple of months worth of food supply?
That's enough to cover 2-3 years worth of simple foods.
Great.
She says maybe for simple trail rations, but nothing to actually feed a population, she says.
We'd have to buy seed, tools.
She nods. She goes, I know 120 gold. I don't know what it's worth. Gold is kind of relative since it depends where it's minted, she says. As far as I know, out here in the east, it's more trade good for trade good. But if you wanted to deal with the conscriptors, we could do something with them. She goes, however, I don't think they would take kindly to our deal we've already made. Conscriptors, she's referring to people who work with the, trying to gain people to join the, colonies. Trying to find fucking... The problem with having one big core book is you can't find the equipment. Here we are. Where's the middle? She goes, the 120 gold, we could get enough mules and perhaps enough plows to start the industry. She said, but we would still need to come up with more gold to get, or some other resource in order to trade for seed. And then it would still take us a season to start producing on agriculture.
We're a little late on the season to begin that.
She goes, yeah, considering we only have a month worth of food. Right now we are in spring.
I really don't want to have to go to other towns and start stealing things.
I think you do, because you keep on mentioning it.
Well, since the one village is based on agriculture, I wonder how they would fare with actual animal skins.
She goes, well, roll knowledge local, scout, information broker.
That's 18.
You know for a fact that there's no like agriculturally based village. They just have agriculture, being a village. Generally, the Weka deals with fish, seine. It's just kind of a self-sustained village like you guys are. It's actually smaller than you. And Drail is the same. It's a small self-sustained village. These, you gotta understand, the governments over in the east, the people you're dealing with, your neighbors, aren't like, we're a village that does this, because they're not part of a big culture that trades. Mm-hmm. You guys are a bunch of settlements.
Yeah, self-sustaining settlements.
So it's like, hey, can we trade this for that? Like, it's not like this is an industry you put out, because they have no one to trade with. They're just... And in fact, the main populace of slaves right now aren't in towns like you guys are. They're wandering around trying to get into towns like you guys are, but they're being turned away. Because there's not enough place and resources for people to live over here. Most of the economy of the nation before this was run through magical intervention. Creating food out of magic, things like that.
I did forget to add that we did find quite a lot of food on the kids for some reason.
Those are rations. They weren't exactly a great plan for food we offer.
Yeah, things like salted meats, stale bread.
Mm-hmm. Like 50 rations worth, but still, if we stretch it enough, we can maybe get in another month.
Jerry said he looked at your spells and he can't, for the level Ren, Rage, Bard, he can't find anything that could help you.
I got simple things, so...
Yeah. You could sell that shield, but that's the martial shield, says, Bianca.
Martial shield? I thought the smith made it for him, the hunter.
Oh.
Yeah, I mean...
You could sell that shield of yours, she says. That would actually get you enough to maybe cover the cost of seed. But then again, that doesn't solve our short-term problems.
18 for the appraise, so...
It'd be enough.
Low enough.
Bianca can do the appraising, as far as being the spy master.
I hate to do that, but I agree.
And it is spring, so there might be more of those creatures around. I hate to go after another one, but still.
Hell, I'll kill 10 of those.
The creatures are artificially made war machines. They're not like they come around in spring like worms out of the dirt. It's like that thing was released as some laboratory somewhere. You could go into the mountains and look for drow artifacts like everyone else does.
We know exactly where.
Sorry, Dryden artifacts, because copyright.
We know exactly where a cave of Dryden artifacts, so...
We'll just have to go around the parameters of the...
It was one where the kids died.
I think we are going to have to dive into that to find anything in order to cover it. I agree with Bianca, though, to sell my shield, though. I'll get rid of it. I want it, but I don't need it.
On top of that, we'll probably have to help replace the smith's tools.
Mr. Pazu, I see your comments. I like them, but I can't mention them to the players, so that would affect the campaign.
Dang.
What? Dang, on my Discord.
I guess we're going to have to go dungeon diving.
Great.
Good fucking luck. Looking for artifacts, by the way. That's like artifacts. Like,
yeah. Oh.
Like planar gate things. Stuff like, rods of destruction. Stuff that the kobolds raped those kids for. Fucking cream them against the walls. I mean, you guys are level 5s though, not level 1s. But the sand pit might come back.
Oh.
It's gonna be one of those Boba Fett
You guys are gonna get into the dungeon, and then the final boss...
It's a sand pit.
...is a pit of sand. And you're like, we've defeated this before. You rope across it. but then all of a sudden it rises up, and it's a what is it called?
Quicksand golem.
Quicksand golem, and it's gonna be fucking hell.
Quicksand.
It's gonna be like the
Aboleth from hell.
Is it the
The
Balrog?
Yeah,
For
Balrog is the big fire.
For Bob. Not Bob. For
Bob
Boba
is the name
Fett.
of your character now.
Boba.
Boba Fett. That's the Snarlack pit. The
The
Balrog
Sarlacc
is the Balrog's the bitch that took down Gandalf for like an episode.
And now we clash those things together and get some weird ass.
Belrad Snarlack, big flaming vagina. Great. Fiery pits of snatch.
Back up. I
2
have
sips of beer
herpes.
later, Jack starts saying some deep shit.
It's a really bad case of herpes.
Snarlack deep.
Anyway,
This is the party. I'm sorry it sounds sad, but these two are the fucking party. Ellen shows up for half a session sometimes, but
We're the only people that show.
these are the fucking party. There is no gathering. I guess they could gather NPCs, though. You're right.
these nuts.
I told you not to show the
You said
players'
no
nuts.
product placement.
Yeah,
I covered all that.
said don't show my nuts on stream. And what'd you have to do? Flash your nuts. Yeah, why don't you go to Twee and ask her to sell your souls for some NPCs?
No thanks.
You get a wrapped knock on the door. You open the slot, and it's Tristan.
I'm gonna open the door and let him in.
He goes, so I was at my post. Remember, he's one of the scouts.
Right.
He goes, that girl with the umbrella's back. She's walking into town. It's about 6 p.m.
We
Alright.
already told you to return.
You guys have been arguing for about 2 hours in game. I mean, that's about reasonable, right? I mean, 15 minutes of arguing in real life's like 2 hours of D&D arguing.
Just as something later, we found a sinkhole, water covered.
Get that Coke out of the fucking camera shot. They're not paying for the product placement. Sorry,
Yeah.
Chad demands it.
We
Chad supports me.
we found a sinkhole that we need to cordon off later. So
We need to make a multi-personality NPC for the chat to play. What were you saying? Sorry.
So Maik's a liar. He was telling the council about the sinkhole.
that we need to cordon off.
You're the only one who goes in the woods, says
Well, what about
Peck.
the woodsman?
to him. He's talking to Hunter. You don't even go in the woods. You just scout the area around the town to make
Right.
sure, and you talk to, like, informants, which is basically a bunch of boys who live in the town. You're the Boy Scout leader.
Great.
Oh,
I'm trying to train them.
Your
to be
militia
scouts.
is 14-year-olds and
Yes,
like
and I'm
16-year-olds.
trying to train them to be scouts, or rogues, whatever.
I think that would be just kind of funny though. Just, I have my resources. You talked to Jeffrey, didn't you? Yeah.
Oh my god. Twitch plays D&D. Exactly.
Maybe Rangers.
Chat and DM have spoken. Get that fucking code out of here. Twitch plays D&D. I'm gonna be AFK for a bit. Okay. Train the children like the gnomes did. Oh god.
Clarify.
Wait, was that when the gnome army was starting
No.
to develop?
You guys understand, these are all my players from different campaigns, so they all know about... They're all making references to me about other games I played with them. Didn't I almost fireball all of them? Yeah, you did. Okay. Anyway. The gnome children are trying to fight them.
They're
Children all die.
just tall enough to be tossed.
Yeah.
I still remember the word campaign when we were all playing children,
Yeah.
and Matthew had a
Hey.
swine
Hey,
wife.
we're in a council meeting. It's a sacred place. So you talk about the sinkhole for a minute, and she goes again. First off, I'm not supposed to be here during council business. Second off, that Victoria lady's back in town. She said
Yes.
she wanted to see you guys.
All right. Well, we'll talk more on this later, guys.
All right, meeting over. When are we gonna tell the rest of the village when this shit's happening? Says Peck. Bianca says, "Yeah, what's so important right now that this visitor gets your first attention?"
She's a part of the contract. She was one of the people that signed on to it.
She sighs. Then maybe the whole council should speak to her.
All right then.
Okay. Victoria is waiting in the town square, shaking people's hands.
Go get her. And talk to the boy. Tell the boy to go get her.
Tristan goes, "Hey, ho!" I'm kidding. He goes, "Hey, get over here." I'm kidding. Tristan walks over and gestures to her to follow, and walks over to the door and lets her in, and then guards the door from the outside after closing this lock.
Hello, Victoria.
Hello, it is my pleasure to be with you again. Good evening, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
That would be the time period it is right now, unfortunately.
Why so?
A lot of time wasted where it shouldn't have been, that's all.
Your words slur together as if they were a songbird choking on a bone. I don't really understand a word you're saying.
My life as a barbarian.
Alright. He hasn't eaten any of you, so I don't think he's a true barbarian, but hopefully he's a useful hunter. Anyway, I'm here to speak with you. Did I walk in on something? She looks around the room. Bianca and Peck are kind of pissed looking.
You walked in about the right time. We were just in a meeting about the contract that we signed with you and your master.
Alright. Yes, anything about the contract you need clarified?
I point to them too.
Points to the camera. Hey, chat, you need anything clarified about that? No, Bianca says, I think we heard the gist and read it with these other two that signed for us. She goes, indeed. I've come to speak with you about matters of importance. It seems that, well, my master encourages us to
interact with this village?
Yes. And while it's my pleasure to speak with you, I wondered what kind of interaction you'd be interested in. Also, I've come to offer the services that my master mentioned in the contract.
Okay.
As per the contract, we were to offer our services as part of the land payment. These are the services. She pulls out a black velvet scroll, it's black velvet wrapped up, and she rolls it out, and you see 10 silver daggers that have little gems as promise. The gems are like clear, with a bit of a misty blue to them. She said they almost look like frosted glass. If you were to take a diamond and frost it. She says these aren't weapons. These are tools. Consider them extraction tools for the essence of a creature. My lord works in a certain currency, and as per our rules, we prefer to always receive payment for any service. So we are offering this as an extended courtesy to you, since you would like to use our resources and time. If you were to end the life of a creature for some reason, and insert this into their corporeal form, you would extract a certain essence from them, and we would be able to exchange that for our services. As the young Twee showed you this afternoon, she smiles, we can be quite useful. Magic items, like the puppets, charms, enchantments, wards against demons, foes, alarms, whatever kind of magical fare you might need in exchange for this simple service.
Excuse me.
Of course, there's limits to what we can do.
How? I don't interrupt her. I was like,
And we don't prefer to do any battle on someone's behalf. It's not our thing. But
Large Arcana on these, so yeah, just base 15.
what?
Base 15 on the.
You've never seen anything like this before.
This is high magic.
It would be similar to something like the gem required for a soul trap spell.
could we trade these out for, say, food resources that could sustain the village at least for a month per dagger?
That's not something we do. Unfortunately, it's not the industry we've invested in.
Maybe something like I don't know, something that can increase agriculture, provide sustained food development.
She gives a bit of a like a half laugh, but kind of an insulting one, and she goes, "We're not druids. Do you see a mark of nature or a bear claw hanging from my neck? No, I don't worship the earth or touch it with my feet or lick the bark with my tongue. And I don't pray to the weather," she says, "so don't ask me to do such silly things.
I'm even amused by this.
Pray to a god for rain, or ask a druid to grow your plants. I'm not a farmer, and I'm not a plant worshipper." She giggles again. To excuse my humor.
I bet Bianca's just laughing this up.
Bianca's kind of like this bitch. She just kind of looks at her like she wants to claw a hoe. And you know, as they say in medieval ages. And Peck is kind of amused, but he doesn't really like being disrespected.
Well, I'm glad we know about this system of trade. We have this option to go through.
You guys need to roll a knowledge, knowledge nature.
14.
That doesn't help at all. It's
You have no
probably-
fucking clue what she's talking about when she describes what a druid is. You know what a druid is.
And I'm laughing the
9.
entire time.
So when she's talking about not being a druid, you're like, it's just right over your fucking head. Sorry, someone in chat pointed out that.
Some alternate spellcaster to me. That's all it is. Some alternate spellcaster she's talking about.
You said something about, she said something about licking tree bark. That's
I
pretty
just-
much all you picked up from it.
I make the comment, druids are weird.
It just makes me, actually, that probably made me think, what are they, some sort of alchemist? Some weird alchemist?
Tree huggers.
Roll knowledge arcana.
I don't have knowledge arcana.
Do you know what a fucking alchemist is?
I do have craft alchemy.
He helps out the brewer.
These some people, some brewers of potions. Maybe not.
Yeah. You
I don't
help out
have
the old
alchemy
man.
resources, but I could create them if I did have the resources.
Hey! I can get alchemical resources from them, maybe.
Could I ask?
Do you have alchemical resources?
We specialize in such things. We are able to acquire them. We have a stockpile. But, of course, nothing comes without a price.
Of course not.
So follow our demands, she says as she plays her fingers across the knives. And we would be willing to play into yours. This is a symbiotic relationship, truly. Anyway, this is the deal of trade we make. We don't take gold. We have plenty of it.
Does anybody have a problem with this?
Yeah, Mr. Pazu has the workaround right there. I'm not going to say it though. Peck says, exactly how do these things work? What do they do? She She says, extracts the essence of the creature after it is passed. Whatever that means to you, it means to you. She goes, it's a matter of philosophy to some. She grins. Bianca sighs. She goes, we're already in a deal with these people, so you guys decide what it is. She kind of is like, this is your problem now.
I'll see if, I don't know if... Here's what I have to ask. Would it affect anything if I was to use this on beasts that I hunt in the woods? Large beasts, I presume, would probably be best.
You wouldn't take anything away from your food, but the yield would be low.
Yield? I'm trying to think about yield.
How much you're getting. It's kind of like if I were to say, in a video game, if you beat a boss, high yield. If you beat a goblin, low yield.
Okay. How much energy is being...
How much
essence.
How much reward are you getting for the effort? For example, profit is a form of yield. How much money you're getting versus how much
there's small yield for animals, bigger yield for things that are probably more intelligent.
Can said items be reused to maybe fill said gem? Or is it just a one-time use?
She goes, as long as you dig this into the flesh of a dead creature that has recently died within 5 minutes. Or so. She shrugs.
Give or take.
She goes, it will work. There is no capacity. It links up to a larger nexus. You can consider these remote devices.
Well, it seems like we're gonna have a...
Who will keep tally?
Seems like we'll have a set currency system. And it looks like we're gonna have to go out and do some more stuff than just hunt animals.
Well, we need to go deal with that thing.
I think they are, Mr. Pazu. I think they are playing that character. I'm not sure.
The pronoun game. Have fun.
8 viewers. Woo! New record.
Jeez. Man, this is gonna get crazy once it gets, if it gets to 10.
How many viewers till I get banned?
Alright, she gave us those daggers, and, well, everybody else is staying pretty quiet about this whole situation. We're just sitting
You
here.
can see that, well, for example, Bianca is kind of like, she's a little disturbed by this. Like, you can kind of tell her this is out of her, out of water for her. She's not really, like, usually she's pretty confident about talking about things, but she seems like this is above her head and she doesn't want to touch it. Peck is more like waiting and kind of seeing what's going on. You can tell he's kind of scheming.
Is there more that you wish to speak to us about besides the currency system between us and your lord? Is there more you wish to speak to us about besides the currency between us and your lord using these items?
Yes. She goes, the population of our settlement, our lord wishes to have diplomatic relations with the population of your settlement. To be able to pass freely and do trade within the people's realm without us having to mitigate between administrative parties. This is something that's not in the contract.
Okay.
It's bound to happen. I'm sure of it, but we figured we'd talk about it.
Yes.
He wishes for open trade.
More like your citizens are bound to talk to our citizens, and let's just say that 2 of them want to exchange goods. Are we going to have to oversee everything as council to council? Talking on your terms, we don't have citizens, we don't have councils.
Well, as the town state, I'm assuring that this name Freeman wishes that we are not bound by any lord.
I don't think for trade there has to be at least a certain sense of how much people are free to use of the resources that we've gained. So I think it would be fair to have our core master look over those events of the trade
So
between.
every trade must go before your quartermaster.
I think that would be best. What do you think, Bianca?
She says, that seems like a lot of work for me, and I think that things would happen off the table anyway. If there would be a joint quartermaster situation, something like that, or a committee, not just me, maybe a couple others could be committed to the task too. We could have some kind of mitigation, she says, but then that's highly regulatory. She seems more confident, like she knows what she's talking about now again. She's back in the conversation. Peck is still up to sitting there and kind of watching. You can tell he's kind of waiting to say anything.
That's something that we could possibly arrange.
I don't prefer to have regulation, but let's listen to your proposal next time we meet. And I'll consider if it suits us. That's right, get the fucking coke out of here. And then with that, she just turns around and decides to leave. Consider our offer, she says.
She was a lot more pleasant. Is she out of the room? I'm gonna wait until she leaves.
She's in the larger room outside this one, leaving.
I'm not still not gonna say anything. until
She goes like this with her finger crooked under, and she flicks the underside of Tristan's chin as she walks up, and she goes, "Chin up, son." And then she walks past him, and he's like, "Whoa," and she walks out.
Now he's
I look at every.
And then she smiles back at you guys snidely, like, because everyone in the village, remember, is like shaking her hand and being super nice. She gets in the meeting room, she acts like a cold-hearted bitch, and then she leaves again, and she's like shaking people's hands. She's like, "Oh, it's nice to see you again." Blah blah blah.
I just look at everybody. I like it better when she didn't say anything.
No, remember, Victoria was always the one that talked. Twee didn't say anything.
Was it Victoria that always said? I thought it was Twee that was.
Twee keeps her mouth shut and has a big fucking scarf around her. Victoria has an umbrella and talks a lot, remember? She was the negotiator for the contract. The one who said, "Our Lord will be pleased," once you guys signed, and then walked off all happy.
Yeah, I liked her before, but now. No.
We regret signing this damn thing.
We don't have regrets yet. We just have annoying neighbors. Is that a thing?
I just rolled the damn thing back up and set it aside. These things sound like necromancy to me.
No knowledge arcana to see what school they might be.
Base 8. That's just speculation.
8?
So.
You rolled 8?
Yeah, I don't have.
You don't know what school of magic this could even be. She said essence. It could be like a transmutation to get their essence energy, or you're not exactly sure what it is.
Well,
He was sketchy as fuck, neighbors boy.
pretty much. You know, with the kids, you know, that plus this, the description, I just made the speculation, that's all.
One of your scouts says that it's only been a few days, but he sees some activity off where they said they were going to start building.
Not much activity.
It looks like they're starting to build a large structure. Maybe like a 3-story house.
That's what they described that was going in, but is it just framework or?
They've got a solid foundation already.
Don't look at me.
No, I'm just.
This could be.
He goes, but I was only scouting with a spyglass over 2 hills. So, he goes, I haven't taken a look or said hi. It was also, there's a lot of people working on it. Maybe 50.
Better make sure your scouts know how close they can get to that place before they start touching the property.
He goes, then again, I was counting moving bodies. Some of them were going into the woods and out of the woods.
I'm collecting wood.
Well, the woods are in between the woods and the mountains. Remember that. It goes from your village up towards the mountains. It goes village, hills, forest, mountains.
Yeah.
They live in the hills. But yeah, they've been going into the woods.
Mm. Just keep an eye on them.
It was all right.
Don't test your luck trying to get too close.
He goes, these guys are our allies, aren't they? He goes, but sure, yeah, I understand. We don't want him to know we're spying on him. He walks off.
I shake my head, but they probably already know.
It's getting late, around 8 or 9 in game.
Yay, it's pure darkness probably already.
Almost, yeah. It's like almost twilight. Or, well, almost like 11. It'll be like 11 p.m. now.
Well, I don't know
See
about
ya.
you, but this has been a really messed up day. I'm gonna go get drunk. Bye.
Who's alcohol? Old man,
Yeah, the old man.
you're gonna go and try to get the old man to give you liquor, or you're gonna try to steal his liquor?
So you get beat up by an old guy in order to get liquor.
Remember the only village mage? Before these people?
I thought he wasn't the mage.
He's the. Remember there was the
enchanter.
wizard, and then there was a sorcerer who was. Yeah, there's an enchanter, and then there's the sorcerer, old mage guy who was old. Old man,
He's a cripple, so.
he's a cripple. Sorcerer.
Old man cripple. That's what we call him.
Cripple sorcerer. Old man shepherds.
Yeah, shepherds.
Shepard's the town drunk sorcerer.
That's such a great combination.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he's a brewer.
No, he isn't. He just has a really big alcohol stash.
Yeah, I'm gonna see if I can get something from him.
Okay, roll a stealth check to
No, I was actually gonna go talk to him, but
roll the diplomacy check.
oh, that's nice. 16.
You walk up to a very drunk old man, and you try to convince him to give you some alcohol. He invites you to sit there and listen to a really long story as he pours you a drink.
I'm willing to listen.
Let me tell you a story back when the...
A lot of it consists of, I mined some ore, and I mined some ore. He talks about getting laid in a side tunnel and then getting whipped for it because he wasn't supposed to lay that slave. And then he laughs about it through some of his crooked teeth. And then he says some really wise stuff, but you can't remember what it is because you're already sloshed.
Good.
He isn't letting you drink his dwarven absinthe, but you can smell it deep on his breath. The smell of eucalyptus and
Forget me.
baby lotion. And fucking floor cleaner.
What is he, goddamn archer?
Pretty much. Nuts. Non-branded nuts.
No, one guy has alcohol that he has through precarious means that no one has questioned yet. But he's the one person with alcohol.
I asked him where he keeps getting all this stuff too.
And he goes, that's a fucking secret. And then he drowses off.
Okay, well, I just kind of acrobatics my way, trying to get back to the bunkhouse. The 3.
You try to do a front flip and fall on your face. Congratulations, you're now sleeping in the street. What do you do?
I'll probably one check on see if the dwarf is as forged still.
No, he's retired for the night.
All right then. I'll probably end up retiring for the night too. I don't get sloshed.
Can't. You don't even have alcohol.
No, but I don't want to either.
The only time that anyone ever. So.
The only time ever. You've tried twice now.
Yeah, he is the town drunk, but he also is the guy who makes all the food for the town, so he's pretty reliable.
Also, doesn't he also maintain the orchard?
No, he just sleeps in it.
It's a great place to sleep.
Mm-hmm. So,
Sleep it off.
roll d20 randomly each.
Natural 20.
You wake up at 6 a.m. What time do you wake up?
6.
You sleep in until breakfast again. What are you going to do for the extra 4 hours you have?
It's time to go out hunting and not get stuck in a sinkhole.
Please get stuck in a sinkhole. Please get
This
stuck in
time
a
I'm
sinkhole.
going.
Roll a survival check.
Is
since you don't have
Bianca up at this time?
Yeah, actually, you can actually see her getting her shipments in. And by her shipments, I mean she's organizing the shit you guys have gathered in the last few days.
I asked her if I could have
rabbits from traps, etc.
I'd ask her if I could have a rope in a backpack.
If it helps you not getting in a sinkhole again, sure. She hands you the bag and rope.
Who told you?
You guys did. during
No, we
the
didn't
meeting.
tell.
You guys asked him to sanction off a sinkhole.
But we didn't say that's what we got stuck into.
Fuck.
We said we found a sinkhole.
Fine. She goes, just watch out for that sinkhole. She hands you the bag and rope.
Alright. Now to do a survival check. And not critically fumble. 9.
You can't find anything.
Crap.
You do, however, hear noises and go to track it, and you see someone is swimming in a nearby river.
Lesson check to see if I recognize the voice, if it's somebody from the village.
Okay.
Natural 20.
They're not making any voices or anything, but you do hear them. It sounds like a smaller person, and you hear like a weird noise, like a noise coming from them a little bit,
I go to
as if there was like as if they were gnashing their teeth together for some reason, like a clacking.
I'm going to attempt to be stealthy and investigate. I tell my mannequin to stand still and wait here for me. My puppet. And I'm going to move in stealthily to find out what I'm what's making that noise. Wait, am I near the reservation area? No, I don't think so.
About 3 miles off, or well, I'd say about a mile off actually.
Alright.
You're in the same forest as the reservation is near.
Alright. I shouldn't be getting into it if I'm...
You're not in the reservation area.
So I'm going to do moves my stealth. 7.
Peeping Tom.
I'm not a peeping Tom if I'm curious about something that I've never heard
The person
before.
doesn't seem to react to you.
Alright.
Like you can hear they're making desynchronous clicking noises. So it's like click 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 click.
Can I make out what I'm seeing in the water?
How close are you?
I don't want to be leaving from a decent cover of bushes at least.
Okay. You're about 40 feet off, and when the person turns towards you, they have their eyes closed. You recognize them as Twee. She looks like she's bathing in the river, and her scarf is off. To describe what Twee looks like without her mask, she has a normal set of teeth, that are slightly like our two front teeth.
Mm.
Her whole set of teeth are like that, past where her incisors would go. So they're very like horse teeth almost. And her lips are slightly withdrawn, so you can see her teeth kind of. And then where her cheeks would be are four large claw-like teeth that actually are on the end of small appendages. And when she makes the clicking noise, it's like the teeth come from being part of her jawbone out to being little appendages and back. You almost swear she's like singing.
And this is when I go away. I've seen too much. I've already seen too much. I go back to my pop and be like, let's go back home. I've seen too much.
Okay, make a stealth check.
20.
Damn.
You fucking escape.
It's
I've
like-
seen a small creature bathing, and I'm gone.
Don't need to look in any further. I'll tell the bard I ain't doing.
So yeah, she's got like so her cheeks like split open and have teeth like this, and then her front teeth are like a set of so she can bite things off, and then her back teeth go like this and pull it apart.
This essentially she has weird mandibles.
Yep, she has mandibles. Roll a knowledge. Shit, what would it be for knowledge races? Would that be knowledge nature?
History.
No, knowledge nature.
Yeah.
There's xenology, but
No, roll knowledge nature. I
Okay.
don't think you have a xenology.
let's see your knowledge nature. That's gonna be pretty good. 28.
She is a type of old fae called a Kalo.
Kalo.
They eat other creatures and are able to gain racial traits by consuming their flesh for a short time before transforming back. They're in the group called Meliumoids, also known as shape changers. Meliumoids meaning malleable body.
I was a Kalo for a
What is
while.
she called? Yeah.
Kalo, Caelo.
Kalo. And her name is what, Matthew?
Twee.
Twee.
Twee. I don't want that. Alright. Twee.
I like how you guys are all taking turns going to dinner and coming back.
Malleomoids.
It's like my viewers stay constant, but like they're always gone one at a time.
Well, I got some new information.
Yep.
So I guess when I come back,
So she's a bug person.
Yes.
No, she's more like you ever seen Mortal Kombat?
Yes.
Baraka or Melina?
You mean the sexy twin that has that really messed up face?
Or Baraka, the one that's original, who just has the big messed up face. Yeah, it's kind of like that. But imagine that with like this, but it's like straight teeth, and then mandibles, tearing, and then they have an inner set of teeth attached to the same jaw, an inner set of teeth that are all molars. So they move the food into their mouth with claws, and then bite and then chew as it goes down their throat.
I thought Faye don't need to eat.
Fae are just creatures of a cat. Well,
A different plane. So.
you're greater Fae or something like that. These are creatures created by the Fae gods, therefore are Fae subtype. And you gotta understand, everything is a Fae, a spirit, or more.
I'm just
Depending on
saying
what gods created your race.
All I'm thinking about is when I was playing a Fae and I had no stomach. I just kind of held stuff in my stomach and I puked
Which
it up.
character was this?
That was
The one with the
Lino.
4 arms. It was really
Yeah.
weird. Yeah, he was a greater Fae. He was more messed up than this. These are like on the same level of human as far as creature goes.
They're more human than I was.
These are the
when I was
Fae
one bug.
human.
Yeah, lesser beings.
Yeah, different kind. He found a naked swimming nymph that permanently blinded him. No, he found a naked swimming fucking bug creature that eats people's faces off, who is also Twee. And then you just tiptoed the fuck out of there.
No window.
I probably was better off doing so. I'm not sure, but I'm sure she went.
Forgot to roll the seduction check. Kidding.
How high
Giant
is she?
barbarian, and then the tiny weird bug creature lady. She's not really buggy looking. She just kind of looks like a human with really fucked up face. They can also, well, I mean,
I'm
if she
really
ate a
into
bug
that.
person, she would become a bug person, which is also why she didn't transform when she ate the porridge. There's no meat in it.
Mm.
Yeah, we're strictly vegan society.
Right now,
Well, we have
after
meat.
what happened to that fucking, no, you guys eat
Butcher.
rabbit meat and stuff like that, but you eat porridge for breakfast most of the time.
Yeah.
Well, I
Rather-
can't wait to tell Matthew this and the rest of the. Well,
I
guess the
wake
rest of
up
the
with
council
a
in
probably wake up
privacy
with a
when we
massive
get
hangover.
into another
Keep
meeting.
it to yourself. Kidding.
Yeah, I could be like the rogue in my other campaign who just keeps everything to himself and is like, "Hey guys, why don't we go this way? I won't tell you why."
Oh god.
Oh, and that stuff, I'm stealing that from you, but I won't tell you why. Just do it.
Hey guys.
God of Loki.
You wake up at breakfast time as he's getting back from his hunt.
You just see like cold sweat coming off my face.
He looks stressed, apparently.
I am stressed. I mean, God, who expects to see that? I mean, how often did my grandfather get into the arena and see that in the fight?
Kayla were very popular in Dritch arenas
Oh,
because the fact that they fucking eat other races and then gain their powers for a short time.
oh I guess I would still be freaked out though, because that's an arena monster.
Some.
Morning.
He's picking some spinach out of his teeth, even though you guys don't even eat spinach.
Good morning.
He's got a bit of dirt on his face from sleeping in the street.
You look stressed. What happened? You forget to masturbate this morning?
Oh my god.
You look dirty. Did you
My
get down in the dirt tonight?
Players always.
Last night?
Oh. I don't know why I woke up outside. What thought it is. You know, it's wrong.
You don't comment on your life decisions. You don't comment on mine. All right? Drunk.
You don't talk shit about me, I don't talk shit about you, fucker. Wow, what a fucking sound phrase there. Tyler. God. Again, Twee shows up for breakfast.
This is just me at the other end of the table.
She smells like flowers and she seems freshly bathed. Also, with her oh shit. Hold on. Is Victoria. Okay.
Oh, crap.
No. With Twee also are 6 other women. And 2 guys.
Oh, okay.
The 6 women look almost like elves, but they have six other women look almost like elves, but they have small horns coming out of their foreheads. And long ears. They're a little bit longer than an average elf's. Some of the longer-eared elf races have ears this long, but they're pretty long ears, and they go kind of to the side rather than back. And their skin has a bit of a pale purplish hue. Go ahead and roll for whatever you're trying to roll.
8 for knowledge nature.
Not working.
Knowledge, nature. Let's see here.
Knowledge, religion.
Religion. Damn.
Roll again.
That's
separate,
a 14.
Separate check. 14 on knowledge nature.
Mm-hmm.
That would be 16 for
Right.
knowledge religion.
Knowledge religion. These would be I'm trying to remember what they're called.
Some form of tiefling.
No, remember my world, so
Different world.
yeah. These are would be considered like a shadow nymph. Does it make sense?
Oh, like a shadow fae, basically.
Yeah, but nymphs and the word fae means different things in my world than in D&D. So they're not fairies.
Hmm.
They're fairies technically, kind of, like when you're talking in normal. But fae in my world means resulting to the fae gods. So they're actually spirits. So 6 of them are like that. There's Twee, and then the 2 guys look like humans.
Hi, Twee. What brings you here?
We come again to break breakfast with you. She seems kind of at an arm's length, like she doesn't want to be here.
Well, that's nice as you bring your own, because we are coming into a situation where we're running short on food supplies. We can't just be feeding unless you have something to trade for it.
How about 3 or is it 4 life debts? I'm kidding. She winks at you. She goes, we brought our own food, of course. And some to share.
Alright, very well.
My
Welcome.
master is generous. The women lay down baskets that have fresh caught fish, and they look like they've been grilled and dried. And they have some kind of substance that is oily, but solid, and you can spread it on things. It's strange. You never had anything like it before. Also, they bring forth what looks like a roasted bird, but you've never seen one like this before. It's very large, about the size of a large medicine ball.
I want to say it's a turkey, but I wouldn't know what turkey was, probably.
You also don't know what butter is.
I was thinking that's what the oily substance was, butter.
Yes.
But of course, we don't make butter. And I probably don't know what a turkey is unless I roll really high knowledge nature, which would be like 30. But like, I have heard legends about turkeys. They're large beasts of food. Well, this certainly would perk up some of the villagers on these people.
Yeah, the villagers are really excited. But again, they're kind of reserved as far as talking. They kind of thank them, but they don't talk to them. They go sit by themselves. The villagers do.
I guess I try to intermingle with these people to try and small conversations to at least not make this so awkward. Maybe
After
promote.
the food has been placed, like the baskets of food have been placed down, the shadow nymphs become one nymph.
Well, that's interesting.
It looks like it was one person the entire time.
Do you have you use magic to do that?
She goes, I have no need to do it. It is within my nature to become many. If you line up light on a shadow, it can split in many directions.
That was cool.
I can't even begin to understand that. But interesting, nonetheless. Must be useful when dealing with...
Sand pits. She smiles.
Why does everybody... I'm just...
It's
It's quite the talk of our settlement, she says.
I'm so glad that it can be so entertaining to all of you.
Well, if I didn't nearly die, I would be laughing myself. So.
What's this about a sandpit? Says Alice.
Nothing, Alice, nothing. Who's Alice?
The tailor.
Or doll-like.
Oh, right.
Nothing. We ended up.
The only monster before all these other monsters showed up. The doll girl who stitches herself together.
We found a sand pit that's out in the woods. We need to cordon it off just in case that someone goes wandering into it.
Who are you talking to?
Alice. Just something we need to do, that's all.
What? Why are you telling me this?
No, you asked about a sand pit.
Oh. I was just making a joke because, well, I heard what she said. That you guys fell in the sand pit. She laughs again. She goes, just don't die. Otherwise I'll have to reach in there with my thread and drag you guys out.
Yeah, we want that. We want. You're already come to pieces already, so.
She looks like mortified, like you just said the N-word at her. She slaps you with her hand, which loses a finger, and she picks it up as it starts wriggling away, and sticks it back on, and then huffs and walks away, dejected.
Sorry.
Yeah, she gives him a bitch slap so hard her finger falls off.
Because Matthew's a she.
Gives you the bitch slap so hard that her finger falls off.
Right.
And then she pounces. Then she walks off.
Let her cool down.
See, I say stupid things,
Yeah.
but I don't offend people.
I don't even have to say something to offend people. I'm just gonna poke at my food now.
I actually started asking questions about the
Who
food,
pokes
like
at you? Okay.
like the large bird. I'd be like, what manner of beast is this? I've never seen something like this so big.
Who are you asking?
I'm probably asking the Fae girl since she's the one more, maybe the shadow,
The spirit girl.
spirit girl, yeah.
The shadow nymph. She goes, I have no idea. I don't eat.
Oh. Well, that's
Interesting.
that's interesting. How does that work for you? Do you even? I imagine you can taste still, right?
She goes, I can put things down my throat, but she shakes her head and shrugs.
How does that exactly feel? Do you feel either hungry or full?
I just walk up to her and nudge him.
Are you asking a woman about her throat and her feelings?
I just nudge
I'm
him.
asking you about food and
She strokes the
appetite.
side of your face.
She got after me.
Roll a will save.
I don't understand. What? Oh man, that's probably no good. That's a 9.
You're gonna get laid.
You are charmed. You notice that he all of a sudden stares into this person's eyes and is like, and
I already know what it is.
she's going
You
like
have to
this and like
spellcraft.
putting her thumb across his head and like this. Yeah, you have to roll a. No, you have to roll a knowledge arcana.
17.
17. He's being charmed by her Nev magic.
I bring it up. Could you not charm our hunter, please?
Okay, hold on. Roll a diplomacy check.
Nat 20.
She looks over and she goes, okay, you tasty morsel. Fine, I'll leave him alone. Afterwards, she walks off and you can see that Twee pulls her aside and has a word with her. It seems like Twee's really angry. You're assuming that this would be a violation of the treaty in some way.
Violation of the contract.
Yeah.
I just waved in his face. Hello.
Did she release me from the spell, or am I just sitting there like blank faced?
But it's a charm effect, it's not a spell.
Oh.
But you can roll another will save.
I rolled a 18.
You're good.
That was what happened. That was
You gotta go.
her eyes were
You got a boner, dude, says Tristan
You might want to go take care of that.
as he eats a turkey leg.
Shut up, you don't know nothing. When did you last lay with a man?
Oh, shit. There ain't that much selection considering, like, you're one of the more powerful men of the village. It's like you and, like, a bunch of farmers, and I don't think anyone would want to fuck either. In the situation.
I've probably never.
This is when the chat goes silent, of course. Anyway.
The only woman I've seen is Twee, and she's really.
It's a codpiece, I swears, says the chat.
Oh. Picking thin straws, you are.
Oh, wait, we are actually
Oh.
getting some stuff. I just fucking wasn't reading.
I was just talking. I'm trying to make this less uncomfortable for everybody in the village.
Yeah, that's why I said you go to.
I don't eat, I don't sleep, I don't age, I don't really die in the same way you do. I'm very special. It's a codpiece, I swear. Is silent? I'd rather remain celibate than lay with you. Got him. Twee hisses at her and, like, you know, basically tells her to, you know, fucking keep it in her pants and not eat people. You know, don't suck men's soul out. Human men, you notice are twins, by the way. And they're bald, they have no eyebrows, and no facial hair or any hair on their arms. And they are very strong looking.
I walk over to them. You're not like the other girl, are you?
We're not one, says one of them. We are two, says the other.
Alright, that keeps everything into a level ground.
You want some meat? One of them puts a fork in your face.
I grab the fork. Sure.
He takes the fork back, sticks it in his plate, and eats some more.
So, what do you guys do? You look pretty strong. Are you fighters?
Isn't everyone who lives on a fighter? Says one of them.
I wasn't talking about philosophy. I was just talking about what you do.
One looks at the other, and he looks back at you and goes, "What we do?" And they both kind of like stare off, like they're confused by the question.
I just say your profession. That's what he says.
We don't work for money, says one of them. We don't have a job, says the other.
Do you build? Like,
Yeah, build, bro. You start flexing. No.
yeah, we're builders, brah. You finally got the answer right.
One of them looks at you kind of like confused, like, why are you even asking me this? The other one says, I suppose we could build. I don't understand why you're asking. We do many things.
Well, I just understand that I imagine you work for the same lord as Twee does, and we understand that there's going to be a manor being built out there.
Oh. We're involved with that. The other one says, sometimes. But you ask us what we do. The other one says, sometimes you eat, sometimes you sleep, sometimes you make love. How can you ask what we do and have us answer? There's lots of things we do.
That's why I try to make my question more specified, but
I
yeah.
don't understand what you're saying, says one. The other one
I get
goes,
that a
"Yeah, I
lot."
don't get it.
I get that a lot. So you boys actually get laid.
What?
Can you not read a situation?
Obviously.
Nothing.
Obviously, the nymph gets plowed on by both of them. Kidding.
Nothing. I'll be taking my leave now.
Yeah.
No wonder everybody's so uncomfortable. You can't make conversation with any of them.
One of them turns to the other one and he says, That man doesn't know how to just eat. The other one turns to him and goes, he doesn't know how to get laid. No, I'm kidding. He doesn't know how to lay. Okay.
You try to lay people
I'm just
looking
gonna
like
stand
this
there and enjoy the eye candy.
with a charisma of 7.
I love how the if only you guys could read the chat. They're throwing you so many bones trying to help, but the sick part of all this social experiment is that the DM can fucking see and hear everything, but I can remove the information from the players. They don't get to read the chat. I get to read the chat. So I can reprieve all this information from them.
God is getting clip notes and he's not sharing.
Exactly. Writing that one down. God is getting cliff notes and he's not sharing. I am not inserting your Arctic Wizard. Some perverted shit. Insert your what? In my hoo-ha? Woody Huda? Okay, the game is devolving into this weird sexual intercourse game, and I'm just not wanting to be part of it. I make one nymph flirt with you guys, and you're like, oh my fucking god, get laid, 420,
I
69.
didn't do that, but then you mentioned the guys being like, we sleep, we eat, we get laid. Well, how could you ask us what we do?
He was talking about beings in general, people. People eat, sleep, and fuck. He's like, people do life, okay? What do humans do? Eat, sleep, fuck, okay? The three needs.
Thanks for just basically bringing down human civilization over the centuries to 3 categories.
What did the Romans do?
Exactly. Nothing's actually changed over the millennia, so...
That's basically what their gods did too.
The only thing we've improved since Roman times is we don't diddle children anymore.
We don't what?
Diddle children.
No cheeseheads.
I don't want to know what that even is.
It's
cheese pizza. Is that what you're talking about? Yeah. We don't cheese pizza and we don't diddle kids. And we're going back. God damn it, Tumblr. Anyway.
So after this very awkward meal that we've all shared of the unique and yummy meal, which actually this contract is looking okay at the moment.
A scout appears and tells you that the house appears to be done. They said during the night patrols we couldn't see what was going on there because there was no torches lit. But come morning, it's done. They said also there's a bunch of weird stakes in the ground with heads on the top of them, lining a circle around the house.
I'll have to ask our patron about this.
Right. This is actually shortly after they all left. The breakfast people. The Breakfast Club. With Tweet. You should get a -2 diplomacy check with Twee every time you see her for the I saw you naked bonus.
Well, I never rolled any diplomacy in the first place with her, so
It just
that's why I kind of avoid talking to her directly.
It's getting worse and worse.
Just everything's like, this is bad, this is good, this is bad, this is good. I'm like, oh, this is looking pretty good, Jack. They have heads surrounding there on stakes surrounding the house. Well, this is
And Mr.
bad
Pazu,
again.
this is why we don't let you be president. I see the chat. You don't see the
I
chat.
did not even try to glance at it. I was moving in the chair. I do not cheat. I do
have
not cheat.
neighbors. And they are pissed. I'm kidding, they're not pissed. They don't care. They honestly think I'm great, even though you guys are fucking loud all the time.
Damn.
They're like, oh, at least they're loud on the weekends.
Yeah, at least I fucking yell, I have neighbors, louder than you guys yell so that they all know I care.
At least it's not Dan Cook's game.
We're not going to play Star Wars right now.
It slowly turns into
Adam wants to
Spelljammer.
DM Star Wars for us. He's trying to take over the stream. Adam, be gone.
You can do nothing. You are trapped in your what is it? Fourth wall? No, he can't get that fifth wall barrier.
You're in your
broken.
third wall box. Your triangle. No, they go home afterwards. That's the thing. They don't. There's no after the game. There's just me sitting here
Alone.
spanking it.
While
Okay.
looking at the paladin
Speaking of
characters.
spanking it, Tyler, what are you doing? Sorry, Adam. Don't cry.
Moist.
You just know the right words to fucking creep out of me. Then I want to die. You guys, okay? You guys get this information. You guys need to decide what you're gonna do next.
There's a lot of interesting things happening with this. One thing before we carry on even further, Twee, when I was out hunting, I went out early. I woke up at 6 and I went out early to hunt, and
I saw her bobbies and vagana.
I saw her bathing
Bobbies and vagana.
in a pool
Show Bobs, give vagana. Does Spider have puss puss?
outside.
Does Spider Woman have puss puss?
Jack!
Bitch.
Sorry,
I'm trying, and then you're like,
you're just Indian Facebook. I need to take my annual piss off break. I need to stretch. And get it over
As long as we don't have to watch, Jack.
I found out,
You guys know the drill.
she's not human. I know we weren't sure about what she was originally, but she's
I mean, she's like 3 foot tall. So like 4 foot
Neither
tall.
am I.
she's not. She's a fae. She's a malamoid, known as a kilo.
Malgamoid, as in
Mal-
no, malamoid. You're right, malleable.
Okay.
Kayla.
Kilo.
That's nice. What are you doing and spying on strange women?
I wasn't spying on her. I just found her in the woods. I was out hunting. I heard weird clicking noises. I went to investigate. And it didn't sound like something I've ever heard before until I saw what was in the pool. And then I ran off, not even tried to ask questions. That's why I came back looking the way I did, because I know that they were in the arena and they were used to fight people. They have the ability to take on people's abilities for a short period after consuming their faces.
It was funny all up until point to where you said consume faces, but I could probably take some humor out of that. Maybe.
Nobody takes acid yet, and ask yourself dumb. Or bath salts.
I get that you're concerned, but as long as they stick to the contract of non-harm, direct or indirect, it shouldn't really be a problem.
No, you are right. It's just a little disconcerting.
Okay, this whole week has been disconcerting.
This year is probably going to be just disconcerting until we get used to this whole mess. This is nasty. But I think we were better off making that deal when we did. It's just nasty.
Lie. It's like he's on stage. Lie. I'm just gonna keep saying nasty until I get my line.
Their manner's done, so it's only been 2 days.
Yeah. There.
To build something as big as the longhouse, except 3 stories tall.
You know, all I have to say is
Mind you, they did have 50 people, but the simple fact of
voodoo magic.
3 days, yeah. No, not even 2 days, sorry. Apparently they worked all through the night. No
Voodoo
torches.
magic.
Yeah, it's the same assumption that I came to. They had some magical means of moving things, but... Oh...
I don't know how to feel about it. I like how the situation is working in our favor in the means of that we get such nice meals for breakfast. I don't know how long that's going to last, but we still need to figure out how we're going to get food. Increase our supply.
Well...
We already know how we're going to be able to get livestock to work the fields. We already know how we can get grain.
Start trapping animals and start raising them. Which we should have been doing for the past so odd year with rabbits.
Rabbits are a little bit harder. Yes, they breed like crazy, but what we need are swine. What we need is a cow. Cattle would be a great thing to work off of. They can
Some
provide
poultry.
milk, and we can make cheese out of it.
You should have been trapping for pheasant.
Have I hunt pheasant?
Usually hunt large game. The village traps on regular for you. You usually hunt the large game and then you have trappers
Hmm.
who do the rest. Like rabbits and pheasants.
Pheasants gives us eggs, but it's something that we can work out with the trappers and such. Excuse me.
Vibrate the whole room, why don't you, Matthew?
I'm out of cola.
Ginger ale. We can speculate what we need to do for till we're blue in the face.
We're in spring.
We have all summer to start collecting supplies.
But we need to get immediate food stocks. And how do we do that? In order to keep us going after we get the supplies. Nearby villages aren't nearly
Oh my god, it's a fucking biker team of...
snowmobilers.
Yeah, there's like 8 of them.
We ain't gay, bro. Never mind. Oh,
They don't do South Park. I never liked that show. Mostly because it was weird to me. I didn't like the animation style. Colin doesn't like Spider-Verse. He says he doesn't like this new art style where everything's all polygonal. It's actually a pretty interesting art form, and if you do it right, it looks good. If you do it badly, it looks like early Microsoft Photoshop. Video Maker.
I just want to go out there to the snowmobilers and hold out a sign that says you are what keeps me up at night. God. 8 of them.
or you can just huddle up beside. Hey, you're gay, bro.
Yeah. Like the South Park episode where he tells all the bikers they're gay and then he kicks over their bikes.
Yeah.
Or you just wear a clown mask and say, "Where are
No,
you
that's how
going?"
you get shot.
Yeah.
Remember the whole clown thing where people were putting on clown costumes?
Yes.
Yeah, then the guy got almost shot for it.
I remember hearing somebody talk about when they saw a clown on the side of the road and how they were paranoid when once they got home that the clown had followed them all the way home, even though it was on an expressway. It's like you're afraid that the clown followed you from there.
On the expressway, then they're gonna follow you home. Let's see if we got any new messages when I was out.
Or could it end up like Bonzi, the sad clown?
Okay, Jack, now you're being that guy. What was that over? LOL. Say I'm a nudist, that'll fix it.
No, you just said it.
None that'll. Oh. We'll see that coming. Getting used to not having food mess. Domesticate rabbits and ducks. Could also just eat people. Fuck, I keep on reading out their suggestions when I'm not supposed to.
We already talked about
You
collecting.
can also
rabbits
just
and
eat
stuff.
people who don't contribute to the overall being of society, but that's a little too communist. You know what? You could get Twee in on that.
No thanks.
You could just get a cleric, 5th level, or a druid. That'll do it. Yeah,
If only I chose to be a cleric and not barbarian.
you guys could go on a quest to try to find a druid,
That would be very helpful if we could find a druid.
or you could go to your temple that you already have.
Well, I guess this would be a good time for divine intervention.
Try to pray to Azella for help.
I'm a non-believer, so it doesn't gonna help much.
Non-believer in a world where gods are de facto. That actually is a faction that exists.
I'm an atheist.
You can't be an atheist because you believe the gods exist, but usually in this world, they're called non-conformists. They believe that because the gods forget everybody anyway, then you might as well be forgotten.
You know, growing up a slave, you know, gods aren't gonna help me, so yeah, I'll be a non-conformist.
I kind of like the way that the dwarves did it in Elder Scrolls. Yeah, we know they exist, but they're just like stronger versions of us, and we're gonna be one of them at some point.
Yeah, but my world doesn't work that way.
No, but
It's more like a division down, so the more gods help people, the more races that exist, the weaker the gods above them get. Okay.
well, I guess I will go to the temple.
Or you could always offer a blood sacrifice, as one of them says.
Get all children of corn in this.
I'm so frozen on this side.
It's almost just as effective as a microwave.
No. We already made it crispy. I just need to make it warm. Give it 30.
All right, so
Yeah, I prefer not to do blood magic.
but I can't just go to the temple and just be like, hey, you know, I don't pray to you, but you know, I'm praying to you now because I need help. We need help. I need a. I think I'll go to the temple, and I'll see to our priestess, and I'll look for her for advice on this because I don't want to just be like, hey, I'm only gonna pray to you when it benefits me.
I might as well go as well.
I go to her priestess. We would like to seek the aid.
Start sacrificing kobolds to appease the gods. Gotta sacrifice something. Sacrifice to Mesh to involve unleashing potential kata. Stop bringing Mesh into this. He's not here. He's off doing other shit. Okay.
Woodrow in the bottom.
Woodrow's fucking non-existent.
Yeah, he exists in a time loop.
Doesn't exist.
Shinji is the only one that might exist still, but I don't know what exactly point he plays anymore.
Mm-hmm.
But I go to the priestess and I I greet her, of course, and I'd be like, Priestess, I would like to ask the assistance of the god here for help, but since I do not actually do much in worship or very spiritual, I know it would be wrong for me just to ask it outright without doing something to show that I am willing to try and do something in return. I don't want to just come to her out of need, just direct need, and insult her.
Well, she says, the goddess Isella is the goddess of charity. She accepts all that come to her. However, she goes, I am but a wanderer of Isella. I have not done a pilgrimage, and so I have nothing to sacrifice to her. I'd have to go on a long journey to appease any such prayer. I already know what you've come here for. It's written on the faces of everyone here. We're without food. She goes, I can create minor miracles, but to be able to summon up food or enough to feed this village, I would have to give something that matters to Isella, which would be to do charity unto others and take a quite a long pilgrimage. And I don't know if that's where I'm best served right now. How else am I to guide the souls of this village?
I see, I understand.
She goes, especially with the dark tidings that have come, I don't think that if I were to leave, I think this place would be cast into darkness quickly.
I agree.
She goes, you played with dark powers. The gods will not be pleased with you. At least not the gods that are on my side.
Once again, I have reached a dead end. I guess it was a good thing I wasn't the leader, even though I've still been making actions as a leader. I guess I'll have to make my own miracles.
So he's easy getting the sacrifice, killing it with a soul dagger, and bam, double the money. It's like free sacrifices. We did church to Isella. Yes, this is a temple of Isella. It's with an I. Isela. Take a loan out of the bank. Hire a wizard to research an arcane wizard spell. Version of create food. 6th level. Sell access to spell to recoup losses and pay for the wizard to make a staff of create food.
Or ever full
He acts like they have that kind of level power. Dude, they're level 5s. Oh my god, Vince really did it. Yup, that was Vince's goal after the war. He brought Isella to the new continent, and the slaves love her. Vince will probably show up later in this campaign.
Kind of makes me think about Mara. Anyways.
So will your character and others from that campaign. In fact, mine has already shown up.
Ball versus somebody wandering around old man now.
If he's alive, I mean, this is way after what?
Meshed is dead. Trying to become a god right now. He's not going to be here.
What war was Shinji and Barbarous a part of? That was Second Drow War?
Yeah, same war as these other characters were a part of, but you guys fucking didn't really get involved in the war at all.
No, we didn't.
You guys were
Heading
off
up
in the
that
Elven
way.
Kingdom area and that kind of thing. So,
This is after the Second War, isn't it?
yes, it is. This is the reparations afterwards, literally. Colonies on the defeated kingdom and all that.
So Barbarous could still be around, but I'm not sure about how well off he is.
Well, as a bear man, he lives pretty long. So the two of you guys could still be around somewhere. Probably not around here though, or you'd be in the colonies at the most.
I remember when we were going to do that whole that was like what, a one-off adventure where Shinji and Barbara got back together in Apple
One of the more
Grove.
adventures, yeah. We're not gonna get off into that though, because
No.
we're making decisions here.
Well, we have one of two choices. We can go raid the stash, or we can try and take some of the gold and buy supplies.
We can get. We need so much stuff. We need to have resources to feed the animals and ourselves, which is not what we have right now. We can get.
Well,
I think she said a couple of beasts of burden.
we have a vast amount of grassland around us, so
Yeah, but I'm not sure if grass is exactly going to.
It's about 4 p.m. in the game now. You guys been basically sitting in the orchard talking all day over the problems. Victoria walks into the village.
a bit early for her, but
No, she came around this time last time. Yeah, she was here at 4 p.m. last time. Well, we better greet Victoria. Right, we need the whole system of us, the trade system.
right. Let's get it done.
Victoria walks up to you guys and she says, "May I sit this lovely orchard?"
You're welcome to.
Excellent. She sits down in the shade and collapses her umbrella and sits it across one of the trees. You notice something if you roll a spot check high enough.
I did not, probably. Now it's
Perception.
6 plus my
19.
perception.
19.
14.
You do not. You do. You notice that where the light peels through the leaves of the trees above, there's like faded as if she was a ghost. Wherever the light hits her, her skin looks like a ghost. It's like you can kind of see through her a little bit in a faded pattern. She says, "My lord has come back from his journey, at least for a while, before he goes out on another venture. And he wishes to speak with the two of you."
Does he wish us to venture to his manor, or is he coming to us?
Get that product placement.
I didn't realize he got back on.
I'm just giving you shit. What were you saying?
I asked her if we are to see him, or is he coming to us?
She smiles and she goes, "What's the point in building a new house if you don't show it off?"
Well, that'll be interesting, since it only took, 2 days to build that, if not that.
She goes, "There's some wizards who can build a house in an instant."
I feared it was magic.
She goes, "No, this is manpower. Put in the right hands," she says. "Mountains can crumble." She goes, "Anyway, enough talk of philosophy.
Thank God, I hate it.
I'm to collect you immediately."
Well, from the village that we'll be off, and we shall return the same day.
I assume so, unless you find yourself comfortable enough to stay the night.
We'll be back.
And go with them.
I informed Bianca that we are going to be meeting with the master. He's requested for our audience.
She shrugs. She goes, "Of course, whatever. This is your pet project, I guess." She goes back to her normal work.
If I was more of an ass, I'd be like, "Bye, I love you too." I'm not that kind
You're
of
like,
person.
"Fuck you, you killed my love." Anyway. For sure. Anyway.
Yeah, I know. You just noticed it.
No, I've been looking at it all night.
Oh, Matthew, that's right. I got your shirt on though.
Congrats, guys. Okay, anyway. You guys are guided out of town. And as you approach, you see the heads on the stakes are a bunch of skulls. And they look at you guys as you pass. And when you get close enough, their teeth start to chatter really loudly. And she like hushes them, and then they get quiet. She goes, simple alarms.
Okay. A little menacing, but okay.
She goes, well, there's skulls all over the area. You gotta be resourceful. I mean, this place was a big battleground a long time ago. 10 years or so.
Knowledge history.
You were there when the fucking place got wrecked, remember?
When things went to hell.
Yeah, this place is a big wrecked kingdom, remember?
Okay.
It's like picking up stones on a riverbed, she laughs. Anyway, welcome in. The gates to the house open. I say gates because the doors of the house are actually huge wooden doors. They open up to a manor. The place looks like it was just made of wood, but it's not decadent or Victorian in any way, but it's a very sturdy looking wooden hall. When you walk in, okay, so I should explain. From the outside, it looks like a 3-story building, like a large log cabin. On the inside, it's much more expansive than it looks like on the outside. In the inside, it looks like a tall tower that goes up a couple, like maybe 10 stories.
Very rustic.
You see people walking back and forth doing business, like carrying scrolls,
Busy work.
books. Yeah, there's another nymph, not Alea, but another shadow nymph that's just sweeping the floor. You see some of those muscly dudes walking by, carrying beams of wood, things like that. She goes, there's still some internal instruction being done. Our Lord lives on the 10th floor. You may go ahead and go up there.
There's 10 floors?
She goes, yes. He's the only one up there. You won't miss it.
I guess we start climbing the ever-growing staircase.
This magic's beyond me.
Okay. Also, I gotta just break the game with the most OP crafting spell ever. Basket weaving. Correction, underwater basket weaving. My god, you guys. Anyway. Don't even know what they're suggesting anymore.
Apparently they never Boy Scout because Boy Scouts have basket weaving. We use water.
Okay. So I die. What were we even talking about? You guys go up to the 10th
Yeah.
floor. Okay. You get up to the 10th floor and you see that there's only one room. It's on the other end of the circle that goes over. So like I said, this is like a bunch of circular floors with an open center. And when you get to the top, you see that there's like not a chandelier, but one of those chandeliers that's made of an iron ring with candles that hangs over everything else.
Candlelight.
And you guys are, candelabra, and you guys are at the same level of it as it. And you walk over to the study. You open it up. There's a really large desk. I would describe it as being about 10 feet long. And it's full of maps and things like that. And there's a very strange looking machine that is placed in the center of it. In the real world, you describe it looking like a typewriter with cylinders that are interchangeable and modular that go into it for some reason. In-game, you would describe it as a machination of a bunch of gears and cogs that you couldn't understand.
Couldn't even begin to comprehend.
Right.
Unless you're unknown.
And it's kind of placed in a ceremonial position as if it isn't really used. There's also things like there's a dragon skull hanging from some threads above, and you see that there's a large fireplace on the side that's lit with flame.
Time to find out who is TA.
Right. And he's sitting there. This guy's wearing a bunch of weird charms all over him. They have scale, like he has like, I don't want to say dragon scales, but like large scales on chains that are glowing and pulsating. He has rings on all 10 fingers.
We find he said all 11 fingers.
He's
Man,
wearing like
6.
a brooch, a cloak, and he actually has wraps all over his arms and face and head, except for one eye that's open. And that eye is looking at you through. Wait, never mind.
Man, is this guy very familiar from what I saw in the cave?
He is the man from the cave. He's extremely tall.
Son of a bitch.
You describe him as looking almost like a half giant, but if a half giant was slender. Next to his desk is a tall cane hanging there. And he's sitting there. And there's also a silver chalice sitting on his desk next to a large broken, what looks to be a large broken timepiece, like a sand timer, and the sand is going upwards. Like the glass is cracked and the sand is going upwards and furling against the top of it. And he's just sitting there like this with his hands crossed.
Well, I don't think we'll
Yes, Chase.
beat around the bush, but I'm sure you
This is him
recognize.
10 years later.
I'm sure you recognize us, and we recognize you. So I just have one question. You weren't the one that did any harm to those adventuring kids, were you? I
Yes.
imagine.
No, I meant them no harm.
Sense motive.
Go ahead and roll a sense motive.
I believe him, but oh yeah, that's a good sense motive.
I got nothing. So I'm assuming I pipe up as well. I'm assuming you're also the one who brought them back.
No, he didn't actually.
17.
They attempted to go back and kill him, but he didn't die.
Rolled a 17 on that check.
This man's voice is that of a snake. You really could be completely genuine or it could be completely not. But you can tell that he's had enough experience speaking that he's intentionally making it so you couldn't tell either way. He speaks completely monotone.
Okay. I didn't think you did, judging from the way their bodies were destroyed. You wanted to see us, though.
You are the two that signed the deal.
Yes.
Right. He exhales really slowly. Hold on. Gotta read this. Alright, so he takes a deep breath and he says, "Do you know what this machine is?" And he points to the machine on the desk.
Couldn't tell you more than it's made out of metal.
Maybe something that prints out scrolls. I don't know.
He goes, "This is a cryptic machine." He says, "It was created by gnome inventors. They were enslaved to the Dryden, just like you were, in order for them to hide messages. I dredged this out of one of their layers during the war, and I've kept it as a trophy. It was a gift to me from some of my friends. It's quite intriguing. As you said, it can print out scrolls." He pulls out one of the cylinders and plays with it in his hands. He goes, "Have a seat." And two chairs walk in from another room and sit themselves down for you guys to sit in.
Spellcraft. If I have no
I take a seat. I'm like, okay.
same. Just magic everywhere. I'm fascinated.
I'm uncomfortable because magic everywhere, and I'm not.
He goes, "Do you know why I'm here?"
All that your associates have said is you are searching for someone or something.
Right. And that is very important to me. I want you to know that despite the hostility of my subordinates and family, I want you to know that I extend the warmest of gratitudes towards you for welcoming us here. And I appreciate the sentiment that you've returned, he says.
Okay.
As best we can do with our current situation and the way things are.
Has Victoria treated you kindly?
As well as anyone would dealing with strangers.
He nods. It was good. She can be a bitter one. He goes, "Let me line out things for you a little clearer. I am a man of many talents, but How rude of me. I should introduce myself. My name is Malachi Havenhood," he says.
So I'm assuming TG is a pen name.
TA was what it wrote down.
Okay, TA is just a pen name.
So that, you can disregard that.
Malachi, you said?
Malachi Havenhood, yes.
Okay.
I've actually, I don't mean to be rude, but it's brought it up with Victoria, but that name, an entire line has been wiped out for almost 100 years now.
He goes, "And this concerns you?"
I just find it interesting that someone of that line, a very powerful line, would still be around.
He goes, "Those sorts of things, if you want a relationship to remain intact, should be things you should overlook."
Noted.
He goes, "There's a lot of reasons that a dead name can show up."
To change the subject on the matter, what is it exactly you wanted to make clear to us, Mr. Havenhood?
I guess I want to extend my warmest welcome. You should see that I am, consider my title a sage, to put it in the clearest terms, and I see things beyond my eyes. I can divine, if you will. And I know the problems of your province, your lack of food, your disagreement in your staff, your cursed marshal. Every problem you've had, I'm aware of. I'm willing to offer solutions for a price. See, I need the resources I need to be able to move forward.
Okay.
And our assistance to you, you'll provide us what we need. What is it that you exactly look for and need of us?
He goes, "Well, I think that Victoria has already presented you with my method of payment."
The daggers.
Right. And if you were to deliver that to me, I could find the solution to your problems with my divining spells. I could search the world, so to speak. Find who you need, what you need. Or maybe I already know, he says. As my good servant said, we don't do things without a price here.
Yes. We would like to be able to find things with good yield to do so, but we don't have many in terms of beasts that we have to fight of a grander nature than the wild animal livestock that we do fight. We hunt.
I think you're aware of the kobold settlement to the mountains.
Yes, we're familiar with them. Those that's definitely something I had actually considered at some point. Nasty lot. We know that the one that's just past here that we saw you in was riddled with them. We wouldn't dare walk over here to try and circumvent your entire manor. If we could just pass through and enter in there, then we could do the activities in which we need in order to collect the yield we need for the information. Yes, I'm going in a circle.
He just, for those on the stream, he puts his finger in a circle in the air as he rolls his eyes. He says, "You can certainly walk around my manor to access the caves." He goes, "I guess what I'm trying to line out is, I know what your problems are, and I know what the answers are. It's what you can do for me that you need to find the answer to."
Well, it's been a while since I did a good fighting.
Was I even in the ring? I was a fourth generation. Was I even in the ring when?
You're the son of a slave, the son of a slave, the son of a slave, the son of a slave.
Yeah, I was at least somewhat in the ring.
Yeah, I guess.
I don't know. I might have been just about going into the ring when
Or in
everything
training
collapsed.
schools, so that people could beef you up before they bet on you. He goes, "I have others that are looking for me, see? And the reason I'm only telling you this is because I don't want you to open your mouth about who I am, or where I am, or the nature of our relationship. It seems that you ask a lot of questions, and that's a very unhealthy habit. I want our relationship to be simple, beneficial, mutual, supplemental. Do you understand? So far, it's been a lot of questions on your end. Questions you're asking each other and asking yourselves. I don't prefer to have questions asked about me." But I'm a good friend. And I deliver what I promise.
Yes. Yes, you have. I apologize for any deeper lookings into your background or anything like that. It is surprising to us, not to make excuses, but it is surprising to us when we are approached out of nowhere. To us to be curious about the outside world. We are a very secluded society, as you know.
Right. He goes, "Listen, I'll make you a deal. Based on an old grudge of mine. If you deliver over the priestess of Azella, I'll solve your food problem for you."
I won't ask why, but I don't think that'll be something we can bring ourselves to do.
He goes, "I didn't say I'd harm her, just I want her delivered over. She's interfering with me. And I know someone who deals with Isella, and they're looking for me. Should they connect with her, it could be a problem, he says.
I believe that. Firstly, I'm a bit concerned on that. With I myself have no idea what your intention is for her.
I just don't want her in the village. Send her on her pilgrimage if you need to. It's what Isellans want. Let her go do charity. She'll find her answer there. He smiles.
Hmm.
Could I do something to make you trust me more?
It's not about trust. It's the simple fact of convincing a woman who is very stubborn.
What'd you say?
It's simple fact of convincing a woman who's extremely stubborn.
I told you I can see into your village. She offered to go on a pilgrimage. Let her. That's all I ask. Make a push and let her tumble the way the dice will cast.
I go over to you now.
Stop putting advanced math in my chat. I don't need to read your advanced calculus. You're confusing me. He's literally putting calculus in the chat. Why?
Because that's
trying
what
to
he
mess
does.
with me.
That's what he does.
Hi, Chewy.
It's a meme.
It's a meme in a form of a math equation. That's weird.
He goes, what can I do to have you trust me?
We could present the offer to her, but if she doesn't leave, that's on her.
He goes, I know she'll leave if you present the offer.
We will speak to her about this.
Alright. Would you like me to send an envoy to go speak with you?
No, I think it'd be best if we went just the two of us to speak to her.
What a shame. We haven't used the map this time, so it's just over on Hex. I use Hex for outdoors and Grid for indoors. Questions from the chat, sorry. He goes, alright.
Sir, boy, you wish to speak to us, Sage Havenhood?
If the temple goes empty, what will you do with it?
We'll probably leave it there for general worshippers.
Nods. Alright. Is there anything else I can do for you today?
Just a question of how is it you could solve our problem? I mean, I'm not asking if this is a complete answer, of course.
I'm a man of many talents, he says. Is the answer I always give.
Well, Matthew, since we're so deep into the rabbit hole, I say that we do it. If we go full on bad village, I'm okay with it at this point.
I'm not.
We're like gonna go to the Zella priest. Save us.
I don't believe we have anything else to speak about then.
Then you are dismissed. Please see Victoria on your way out. Or rather, holds up his finger. She'll see you. And then Victoria opens the door.
Hello, Victoria.
Oh, he says, and take this. And he flips you a coin. You'll need it later. It doesn't look like a gold coin or any currency you've seen before.
Alright, so
Knowledge history on it.
Go ahead.
It's a 10. Nothing.
Nothing you know.
so we end up going back to the village, I guess.
You go back to the village. It's evening meal.
Before after the evening meal, which I presume we will eat first, I want to go visit the blacksmith.
Okay.
See if the shield is completed.
It's complete. It looks like a perfectly round black carapace with spines on the corner, or on the edge. And it shines.
This is well crafted. You are a man of great skill.
He goes, "You'd almost think I was part of the Dwarvish clans," he laughs. Anyway. What can an old clan list do for you? Anyway, what can old clan list do for you?
Oh, I was just checking on your progress on the repairs you were doing on the other arms and the shield's progress.
Well, he says, like I said, I just do the repairs on these. He gestures to small armor plates and the spears. He goes, but, you know, it's not like I'm working on any large projects. You guys don't supply me with ore. I just do repairs.
That we might be able to change.
He raises his eyebrows. He goes, I'm always open to new horizons.
I bet you are. I hope we can meet those horizons for you.
Well, good to hear. I'm sick of sitting and repairing the same shit over and over. He clasps his hammer and like shakes at you like thank you. And then goes back to work.
I know how to place the door. Get him oars. That's probably going to be one of my things I'm going to try doing. Anyways. So. Are we going to see to the priestess now? I have ideas. I don't know what he's thinking. If we send her on the pilgrimage, she might not be a part of the village anymore. He may then try harming her, I'm not sure. I plan on giving her the shield, the one that I had the dwarf build for me, if she does go on the pilgrimage.
The woman's not a cleric.
But that's what a pilgrimage will make her.
I doubt she's even trained for combat.
Roll knowledge religion.
Base 10.
Not all religions in this world use the term priest, priestess, cleric, etc. The name wanderer is a low-level cleric in the Izella religion. She would become a maiden of Izella should she become stronger.
I would not plan on sending her out without any protection. I do believe that this would be a wise decision for us in the immediate. I do not think it's an overall grand decision, but I think it is a wise one at the moment. We are short on food, and we need food.
Vince would be a shield maiden of the path.
I don't like the thought of us losing a priest.
I don't too
Let
much
alone-
either, even though I'm not particularly spiritual myself.
Let alone having her go off alone
Wait a
by
minute.
herself.
If you're the way you are, you wouldn't actually care if she leaves. Why would he care that she leaves?
Because she's like, because she's part of this village, and I consider everyone family at some
He has his
level.
own morals.
Okay.
I may be clanless, but I consider this my clan. So.
We said we would speak to. I said we would speak to her. If you're not there, I'll still speak to her.
All right.
But I think this is a good decision for the overall best for the village. For better or worse. Hopefully for the better. So we go to the temple.
If anyone other than I don't know how to pronounce your name. If anyone other than Red thinks I should tell them what Red is saying, then I will tell them what Red is saying.
Alright. We go to the chapel.
All right.
Priestess.
No, you're not Red. Doug Gomigna, whatever. Adam is Red.
Adam speaks beyond the third wall.
I think his words more echo than his actions do.
Someone other than Red has to suggest it. Otherwise, I'm not going to tell him what Red's saying. As in Adam. Alright. Adam is suggesting, why don't you just tell her your plan?
That would probably be the best.
No point in lying anymore.
Yeah.
You guys open the temple doors, and you see that she has a backpack there, and she's packing it.
Are you going somewhere?
I knew your decision.
You did.
She goes, the second you made it, it was brought to me, so I prepared for the journey.
We were hoping to talk to you ourselves, but we appreciate it though.
She says, I want you to know, however, that even though you may take this decision back, the decision has already been made. And any consequences that come with it. And then she tilts her head and she says, Isella has always been this sort of goddess. I just hope that this is the best option for everyone.
That's why I've been brooding over myself. And despite the fact that I'm not the most charitable individual, I want you to take this shield with you.
She holds up her hand. She says, a cleric or monk of Isella never carries a weapon. Only a simple staff and a sack to carry their things. It's a holy pilgrimage, she says.
Very well. I put the shield back down to myself and be like, I concern for you. I do not wish to see any harm to be brought to you, and I hope that none does find you.
She goes, oh, be certain of it. Harm shall come to me. Soon enough, she says. She shoulders the pack. You can tell that she's shaking a little bit, but she's definitely set on what she's doing.
Do you want me to guide you out of the village a ways, or do you wish to just for journey beyond?
Once I leave the temple doors, my pilgrimage must be done alone, lest I give my company to others as charity for a cause greater than my own. I will follow Azella's path from shrine to shrine until I die. She goes, I'm glad that I was able to have a journey here with you. But now I must ascend to higher orders, she says. And then she spills coins on the floor, and you see the coins melt into steam. And it turns into incense vapor and fills the air. She says some prayers and then walks towards the doors. And you notice she doesn't make any eye contact with anyone as she leaves the village. She stares head straight on, as if she's concentrating on something.
I hope by the gods we've made the best decision for this village.
So what does the shield give me?
It's a +1 shield with Backbiter. I mean, I'm not sure if it's Backbiter. It does 1 damage to enemies that do physical attacks against you.
Backbiter.
I don't think that's what Backbiter is actually, but does 1 damage against enemies that attack you.
Bonus of +1.
With physical attacks.
Yep. It's light shield. Yeah, if it's +1, it's probably a light shield.
Alright, time to go full Aztec and worship the god of the slaughter.
We'll keep it as a temple of Isala as long as we can.
Properties.
Even if I have to turn white mage.
Great, you're gonna prestige class into a 3rd one.
Who's going to teach you the ways of Isella now?
Exactly, that's the thing. I'm sure there's prayer in scripture.
Are we wrapping up now? Or are we going until 10 or 9 tonight?
I think it'd be a good idea to wrap up on this because
Yeah.
I mean this is kind of like the completion of the chapter, the new deal.
That's true. The new deal.
It wraps it up pretty good, I think.
Yeah, so I think we are wrapping up. Thanks, chat, for telling me to wrap it up. Okay. Oh, yeah, I gotta turn off the stream. Alright. You guys have a great night. Thank you for watching the stream. This has been Awesome Guy Plays Pathfinder, Town of Freeman, Part 4, The New Deal. We'll see you hopefully next week.